Hey folks, Chris Nizak here. Over a decade ago, I started something called the Misdirected Mark Podcast. This is the 500th episode of that podcast. And I just want to say thank you everyone for being on this journey with us, whether you've been listening from the beginning or came on at some point later. Now, let's pick up those mics and get on with this thing.
This is the Misdirected Mark Podcast, a podcast about gaming, game mastering, and entertaining you, our listeners. We are explicit, you have been warned, and I'd like to thank Mike Willard for letting us use his music on our show. Now let's pick up those mics and get on with this thing.
And welcome to the 500th episode of the Misdirected Mark Podcast. Tonight, we celebrate 500 episodes and over 10 years of Misdirected Mark. But first, my name is Jerry.
My name is Phil.
I'm Chris.
And I'm holy shit 500? What? And old man Logan.
Do that line from, what is it, from Dropout? My name's 50?
50.
Don't worry, people will know that joke.
I don't. Will they really?
There'll be some people who know that joke.
I have no idea what you're
I have no idea.
about.
I don't even
That's fine.
What is Dropout?
Dropout TV. That's the people that do
got
Game
it.
Changers.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
That's a good
okay.
show. Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, but it's the one where they do the news.
I haven't seen
You guys, I actually played that one for you.
Did you?
okay.
See,
I know
Jerry
what
remembers.
now that you now that you mentioned like all the other stuff connected to it, then yes, I understand what he's talking about. 50.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was a deep cut.
Okay, then.
Trust me, there'll be some listeners who get that one.
Why don't we do the temperature check, Bob? We haven't done the temperature check.
First, we should talk about Chris's voice.
No, we'll do that in the temperature check.
Okay.
I'm going to go first. If
Yes,
that's
Chris,
okay.
go first.
My voice is trashed because I went to the football game. My first ever Bills playoff game. I've attended over 60 games in that stadium, and that was my first playoff game, and I yelled a lot. My throat is trashed because of it.
I know in the intro it sounds like you're about to cry.
I know. I kind of
It was very
am.
emotional, but not really. You were just,
Just
you have no voice.
trashed. Yeah, my throat is just destroyed.
This is Chris's sexy voice.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not. I have a sexy voice. It is not this.
Somewhere out there's a person going, how dare you, podcaster, go out and roach your voice before the 500th episode of your show?
We are
And I'm like, whatever.
professional.
Look, man, there are two things in this world that I love. One of them is podcasting. The other one is the Buffalo Bills football team.
There you go.
I mean, that's not actually true. There are other things that I
I was
love.
going to say, I'd be careful. She's on the other side of that wall.
Banging on the door.
They're two hobbies. They're two hobbies you
There are
love.
two hobbies. Yes, yes.
There you go.
Yes, there you go. We know what you meant.
Yeah.
Oh man. So that's me. Like my throat is wrecked. I've been very excited about doing this episode. Normally I try not to make a big deal out of milestones and whatnot, but this one, every time I try not to make a big deal out of it, ends up being a big deal anyway to me, like later. So I'm just gonna embrace it.
500,
Yeah, it should.
Embrace it.
500
It's an
episodes is a long, long time. Not a lot of shows.
No.
Not a lot of shows hit 500. There's like Ken and Robin, Fear the Boot,
Mhm.
Us.
I think there's a couple other ones out there, but not that I can think of off the top of my
Not
head.
that I can think of
Yeah.
off the top of my head.
Also, that have lasted for 10 years.
Yep.
To me, that's almost more impressive, is that we've been around for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hard to get up to 500 episodes short of recording weekly.
Well, I mean, imagine if you recorded a show every day. There are podcasts, like professional podcasts out there that do that, but we are not a professional podcast.
Sure.
We are like a semi amateur show at best.
Yes.
Held together.
Some days more amateur than
Yeah,
others.
held together with duct tape and 10 years of equipment that some of it we're still using from a decade ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the Zoom recorder that we record on is like 9 years old. Like,
She's sturdy.
she's
a sturdy recorder.
The microphones that Jerry and Bob are using are also like 8 years old. They're
I do-
SM58s. By the way, I can't recommend an SM58 more than
She's banged up. She'll fly true.
I do remember the original mixer, which is like fucking ginormous.
It was.
Yeah, it's
compared
twice
to
the size of that.
Yeah. It was a monster, and Chris used to haul it around to my
did.
place.
the microphone that I'm recording on right now is also 9 years old. So like this stuff has been pretty sturdy and lasted a very long time over the course of a lot of usage.
Hey, off the top of your head, let's just brainstorm this up really quick. Where are and not, I'm not going to talk about not one-offs, but where are all the places this show has been recorded in the last decade?
So like where we've recorded multiple episodes.
Yeah. Don't do one-offs.
So
So
it's
one-offs is even worse.
It's here.
Okay, so are we going to go
it's six-
backwards?
Yeah, we might as well start
Okay.
here and go backwards, right?
Okay.
So here.
Yep.
The basement of your old home.
Yep.
15 Mount Vernon, my old home.
Yep. Jerry's place.
Jerry's basement. We
Jerry's
recorded a bunch
basement.
of episodes there.
That's 4.
That's 4. Where else there is?
The college.
We recorded a number of episodes at UB.
Mm-hmm.
At UB. What about
Yeah.
Buff State?
Well, know that there's
No,
that
so
many.
UB then, because you used to do it on game night at UB. Right?
Sometimes, yeah, I would go there.
Does Origins count? You recorded a couple of episodes there with Origins.
Yeah, I mean, we can trickle in the one-offs, but I'm talking about
traveled.
like where we like.
Yeah.
So that's 5 for sure.
That's 5 for sure. What other places have there been that we've recorded multiple episodes at?
Oh, there is one more place I can think
I
of.
think it's like you got to be
Down off hurdle.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we did a couple episodes.
we did, but I feel like it's 5 or more. I don't think there was
Oh,
5 or more.
Sure,
down
that's
there.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That might be all the main studios.
Those are the places where the majority of the episodes have been recorded.
Weirdest place we've ever recorded?
A bed.
Hotel bed.
Hotel
A
bed.
bed. Yep, hotel
We'll talk
bed.
about that in a bit.
There's a picture.
That's
Yeah.
amusing
There's
as hell.
Wayne Chang, who was on Advantage to Insight on this network, got us that image. It was very nice of him from Meg Dornbach.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wonderful piece of art. I love it a lot. And there's a little bobblehead Bob that
Bobblehead Bob,
looks
yeah.
very uncomfortable
Yes.
because I'm hiding under a blanket. It's really funny, actually.
Yeah.
How about how many cons have we recorded this show at?
Me,
Like all together? Like
that's
so
a lot.
let's do the easy ones. Gen Con Origins.
Are we just talking about number of times or just individual shows? Like not individual shows. I mean, like
Different cons.
just different conventions.
Different cons.
So
Gen
Gen
Con
Con
Origins.
Origins, Breakout,
QCC.
QCC, Kragnarok.
Correct.
I know, right? It's a little one. I've recorded stuff at UBCon.
Sure.
Oh, there's Con on the Cobb. I've recorded stuff at there.
Yep.
Where else have I been? I did recordings at
Did you ever do Game Hole?
Gamehole. Yeah, that was the one I was trying to think of.
Okay.
That's 8.
Did you do a catacon?
I don't know that I recorded anything at a Catacon. Yes. The
Oh.
Pandas did though.
Yeah,
Pandas did a
recording.
panel. That counts.
Yeah. That's a Catacon.
Did we do a Play Better Games Damn It at a Catacon? I don't know that we did.
I don't think so.
No,
All right, so
never
what is
been
that?
to a
What was that?
Catacon.
Close to
that's
10?
9
It
right
was
now.
9?
There's got to be ones that I'm just not thinking of.
Sure.
I've been to a lot of
Did you ever
conventions.
do Running Gag?
Yeah, Running Gag. I'm
Running Gag.
pretty sure I did a panel there.
Mm-hmm.
Another local con that I can't remember
Oh.
the name of.
Did we?
Oh, I didn't record there though. I just did a panel there.
A couple of you guys were at a panel at Breakout.
I guess I break
Yeah,
out.
we did break up.
Is there any more? I don't know that there's any more. I can't think of any more.
Did
No,
we
it's not-
did we say QCC?
Yeah,
we
I
did.
threw that in pretty
Yeah, I
I
early.
couldn't remember if we hit that.
It's still 10.
That's
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Most of those multiple times.
yeah, I mean Origins and things like that.
Well, I used to be classic for walking around conventions with a microphone getting interviews.
Yeah, I remember.
That's what I
those.
used to
Yep.
do
Yeah. I remember those days.
from game designers and game sellers and things like that.
Sure.
cool.
So there you go. Does anybody else want to do anything in the temperature check? Like how they feel?
I was going to say we should pivot to another person and let Chris rest the voice for a
Yeah.
moment because he's just done a lot of talk.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll be fine. This is way better than it was. Bob, tell me how you feeling today.
Not too bad. I've been having a little problem with my neck the last couple of days. It's been a little cranky, so I've been doing pain management, which is always fun. Besides that, I was very excited to get in here and do this show tonight, so that kind of pushed everything into the background. So glad to be here. Glad to be hanging out with you guys for this and really enjoying it.
Jerry.
I'm feeling better now. Friday night, I don't know what I did, but I also wrenched my shoulder and neck up. And I also ate something that did not agree with me. And so I got 2 hours sleep Sunday night and then bounced into work first thing Monday morning to get things done. So,
Ugh.
but a little bit of a leave and some tender loving care, and I was back up, and now I'm feeling fine again. So it was just one day of
I'll
just.
tell you what you did to yourself.
What's that?
You're fitty.
You're 50.
That's also true.
That's what happened. I don't know what I did, but I wrenched my shoulder. You moved.
I've been doing that since I was like that was me at like 20, so that's not
I
surprising.
think you were also 50 back when you were 20.
I think I may have also been. I was told at age 16 that I was going through my midlife crisis. So
Oh, there you go.
geez, Yeah.
Phil.
I'm fine. I'm actually really good.
Feels good.
I'm,
Good.
I'm good.
I'm feeling the 500 right now.
Feeling the flow.
Yeah.
Circular.
Circular.
All right, let's do some announcements before we get into show proper, which is just a celebration of Misdirected Mark.
What happens next? What comes next?
I don't know the reference.
501.
Really, Hamilton?
Where's that from in Hamilton?
That's King George. Like after the. All right, fine. Never mind. I'm on my own here.
You got to remember,
can't
Chris
play-
has seen Hamilton like 700 times.
I have
so-
and listened to the soundtrack even more than that.
I mean, I could play it, but we'll get
No, I
we'll
know
get
it's the
sued.
I know what
We'll
you're
get
talking about now because it's after they see it and they have
Yeah, the King George comes out. What comes next?
yeah.
Yeah. All right, never mind. I'm on my own today with obscure references.
You are.
Phil's
You were
digging into the
completely-
archives for the
Let's-
deep reference.
I didn't think Hamilton was a deep dive, but
I've seen Hamilton like 6 times. I don't even remember the reference. Though,
Oh,
so.
I guarantee you that if we were off mics and I queued up that music,
King
2
George.
seconds you'd be like, "Oh yeah, of course, I
Yeah.
recognize this song."
King George says it as part of one of his reprises after that song that he likes to sing. Yeah.
Okay.
I knew what you were talking about when you said it. I just didn't. I didn't hear the melody when you sang it, so I can't place it. There's just
what
three
does
words.
come next?
MM Plays is what comes next. Hey, what's MM Plays, everybody? Anybody want to tell them? You want me to tell them?
I mean, so it's a little of a few things.
It's basically two things.
Yeah. So it is our experimental play that we used to do, except that we're going to do it in a longer format, and we're going to focus on different games.
Experimental play, wasn't it? It wasn't experimental play.
No, it was exploratory.
Exploratory play. I knew it was an E.
Yeah.
It was an E word.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Yeah,
Definitely an E word.
definitely an E word. So it's going to be that. So there's going to be an actual play component that is going to be us actually playing a game.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. I was talking to Sund about this before the show. All of the shit that comes out of becomes a topic of the show, becomes a Gnome Stew article, becomes pandas, not the pandas thing because people send those in, but so much of that shit comes out of the games that we play.
Yes.
Like you just have never heard the games. You hear us reference them all the time, but you don't actually hear the game. You'll just hear us come to the table and be like, oh, topic, because some shit happened in a game that we were playing and we thought it'd be fun to talk about it.
Correct.
So what we're going to do now is let you hear the game.
Yep.
And by doing that, we're going to let you learn a game. And we're going to pick different games. We're going to do these like arcs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And each arc will be based on a game.
And we're going to play them for as long as we're having fun and it seems relevant.
And keeps generating topics.
Uh-huh.
And we'll play the game. You'll get to hear us play the game. And then we will build shows like we always do off of the things from the games that we ran, except that now you'll actually be able to hear both sides of it.
Correct. Which is not something that exists a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we talk about like, oh, there was a challenge at the table, you can just go back to the episode and hear us struggling at the table. And then you can hear from the other side. This is the topic we pulled out of that.
Or as an editor, if I feel like I can just go cut the part out.
Yes, exactly. Right. Like
drop it in the middle.
let's go to the videotape.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I think very important to note that this will be our exploratory play, not what people traditionally consider an actual play.
No, I mean,
because actual plays are a little bit different than what we're going
Chris will gussy it up a little.
I'm going to gussy it up. Like I'm going to cut out the garbage. I'm going to make sure that that what you're listening to is relevant to the game, not our bullshit.
Yes.
Correct.
Unless it's funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I might leave
I'll
it in.
take it.
But we're not gonna gloss over mechanics. We're not gonna
Quite the opposite.
try to be voice actors. Like if we do a
I
voice,
might,
we do
but
a
I
voice.
like doing that.
Yes.
Yeah,
but,
that's okay.
but it's not the goal.
No, but we're going to roll dice. You're going to hear dice being rolled. You're going to hear us talk about rules.
You will hear about how shitty my dice rolls are.
Yes. So all of those things are going to happen. And our hope is that one, you'll get to hear a game that you may or may not have played. And I will say this because I don't want to reveal the whole list of games, but I can assure you that there are newer games on that list. And there are some older games on that list because there are just some that we decided we felt like playing and we think they'll just be interesting in the future.
All of us are going to be getting different things out of doing this. The four of us, like we podcast because it's fun, not because we get any monetary gain out of this. Not really.
Modest.
It's very, very modest, which we appreciate because that's all you folks out there.
We love you guys for that.
Part of it for me is I like storytelling, so I want to play games that tell stories, and I want to share that with the audience in general. Phil likes game mastering advice, so like this will be a nice way for him to be like, hey, like you just said, all that stuff that I talk about, like you can hear the thing that I'm actually talking about. I don't know, Jerry, Bob, what about you guys?
I'm going to get to play cool games with you guys,
Which is always fun.
And I will help you discuss it for the people who are listening, which I enjoy as well.
I'd like to see what we're going to do as far as taking the rule set. I always find it interesting when we discuss what we've played and how things worked. And down the line, I know we're planning on doing a multi-game.
Yeah, I'll just say it. It's
very
fine.
ambitious.
So we'll just talk about it, right?
Yeah.
We'll just transition right to that. The first game we're doing is Cortex.
Yes.
We're going to build
Cortex
a game.
Prime.
Cortex Prime. We're going to build a game from scratch using the Cortex Prime stuff.
Yep.
All of our game materials and such will be found on our Patreon. Some of it will be free on our Patreon. Some of it will be behind
Our paywall.
the $4 paywall. But you'll be able to hear us playing the game. I'm not sure that we're going to be exactly teaching the game, but you'll be able to hear all the mechanics being played, and we'll talk about mechanics as we're playing the game that may or may not be confusing.
Sure.
But the goal is not to teach the game.
And for Cortex Prime, we literally don't know what we're playing yet. We're not using one of the pre-canned.
We're going to roll it up like we did with our Ox game. We're going to sit down and we're going to pick some stuff and we're going to generate this on the fly for you.
Yeah.
And then I will take those and edit them. I will leave a lot of that gamey stuff in there so that people can hear the game being played. I will also put some sound effects and things on that, like I did for the Streets of Avalon. If you haven't listened to that, except for Misdirected Mark, it's probably the thing that I'm most proud of that I've ever made.
I will also say we are going to do our session 0 on the mics.
We are.
You are going to, like, we talk about session 0 all the time. You are going to hear our session 0.
We're putting our money where our mouth is.
Yep.
We're going to give you all of the stuff that we talk about.
And then after that, after we've done this once now, and we play an arc of this, which could take a while, like 6 to 10 months or something like that, potentially. We're going to do a 3-game Marvel comic book story. And each game is going to be an arc in a larger story.
Yep.
And we're going to start with Face Rip.
Yep.
And we're going to have a different game master for each one of these arcs.
Yep.
Then we're going to go to the Saga system. And then we're going to finish with the Marvel Heroic Role-Playing game from the Cortex Plus version. And we might change some things along the way. You'll hear us house ruling stuff all over the place too. To make it work.
It's an ambitious idea, and we're all super, super excited about it.
And I'm hoping to get some collaboration and guest stars and things like that from other shows and Misdirected Mark and other podcasts.
I sure know somebody who would love to come play some Saga with us.
You're talking about Ange?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's just down the road.
Yep. Ange loves that system as much as I love that system.
We might have to make some concessions to play on some Saturdays or Sundays or something.
We'll figure it out.
So that Ange can attend.
But that's the plan.
That's the plan for the next basically year and a half.
Yeah. And
At
we
least, maybe longer.
and also we haven't done this before, so
Things will change.
we're gonna fix things as we go. We're gonna figure out what's working, what's not working. The Cortex season is gonna be a little bumpy because we've never done this format before. Now we know how to record shit and we know how to play games. But we're gonna have to build a new format for how we do these and all of that stuff.
We've built partially new formats. It's nice that we're not recording live anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it makes it easier that I can just edit a lot of stuff, edit around a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because we can just say it in the middle of a session, like, oh, snip this out.
Correct.
Yeah. Or back up. Let's do that again.
Yeah.
So that's coming. That's MM Plays. It'll just be here. So I guess that's the other part. Don't panic. Don't change your feed or anything. Right. It'll come out on this feed. It'll just be called MM Plays.
Yeah. Now, that is the main thrust of our content going forward. There'll be other things too. Like we will still do some off the cuffs.
Oh yeah, we like those.
Yep.
There'll still be some kind of bonus contents and things like that floating around out there.
We'll do an occasional after show kind of thing where we talk about like us and our lives and stuff.
And then Jerry's got a thing that he's heading up called Game Crush, which is where we talk about other role-playing games, like why people like them, like not
Why we like them.
What's cool about them, what you might enjoy about them, and the reasons that you might want to pick them up and play them.
Yeah.
And for some of the other ones, we'll talk a little bit about the origins of how they influence games today. That's something I think is very cool.
I don't want to promise too much, but once we get up on our feet with MM Plays for the section of Cortex where I'm the GM, I'm hoping to do some TikTok stuff called Behind the Screen.
Yes.
Where I'll talk a little bit about like what's going into the game that we're playing. And I may hold them in draft until we drop that episode so that we're trying really hard to actually play a game and not make this canned recorded content of a game. So I don't want to post those things until the game drops because I don't want you guys hearing what I was doing behind the screen until after we've done it. Yeah.
No, it's the plan. That's the plan.
Yeah.
We're all really excited about it.
Yes, we're all super, super excited.
Yeah, we love GMing advice. We're not actually giving up on GMing advice. We're just going to do the other part, which is you're going to get to hear the source of where most of our GMing advice comes from, which is actually running game.
That is the big announcement. Anybody else have anything? I don't think we got any other announcements.
I think that's it.
All right, let's break into show proper.
Show proper.
So let's talk about some of our favorite moments.
Sure.
I mean, Phil, if you want to start.
Yeah, there is an audio clip that we have held on to for many, many years. It was July of 2016, according to the age of the file. We used to, before we would go live, we would do this pre-show where we were setting up and we were like chit-chatting on the mics and just, it was a way to level everything out, but also to let kind of people filter in for the live show and all of that. And it's this piece called Free Spirit Phil. Is just a clip of part of that warm-up. Bob, do you have that clip?
I have that clip right here.
Okay.
Let's go to the tape.
Let's go to the tape.
Welcome to the Misdirected Mark Podcast, Remedial Edition.
Remedial edition. I don't know how I feel about keeping my mouth on this microphone.
Just just look where mine is. Like, you don't have to be right on it, but like you start doing the Kermit head.
Oh, I'm dizzy now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, way to go.
Okay, man, you don't have to keep your mouth right on the microphone. Just be close, man. All right?
Everybody bite the mic.
I don't want to limit you too much because I know you're a free spirit and you need to have.
That's what I am. I'm a fucking free spirit. Don't hold me down, man. Don't fucking hold me down. That's like the whole definition of my life. Just fucking free floating through fucking life. Not a fucking plan or care in the world. That's me. Fucking free spirit Phil. All right. Glad we got that established.
Oh, Jesus. No, man. Oh.
Look out, folks. Free spirit Phil is on the prowl. Goodbye, show notes. We don't need those tonight. Free Spirit Phil is just going to wing the evening.
Free Spirit don't need no show notes.
I'm glad that you can see the irony in my statement. I'm crying. I'm crying over here.
You get nominated for one award and everything goes.
The show hasn't even started yet. We're fine. We're just getting all the giggles out now. We're Sunday.
I can't feel my legs, guys.
I can't feel my.
Kaiser.
You got to see that movie.
Is that from Usual Suspects?
Oh my God. The fact that you even use the phrase, is that from Usual Suspects? That is problematic, son. You may have to stay up tonight.
Probably shit blood tonight.
Is that from the Usual Suspects?
Yes, it is.
We got to stop quoting the movie.
Yes, we do.
We got to. It's so quotable.
I'm just going to keep saying that as we go on.
Yeah, there you go. Just anytime you don't understand something, just ask. Is that from the Usual
Suspects?
All right, there you go.
Wow.
By the way, we do off the cuff all the time now.
Yeah.
By the way,
what's up?
we still fucking talk about mics and where to put your face.
Yes, we still
that
do.
is 100%
Mic
still a
technique
thing.
is definitely a thing.
We have
still.
not gotten any better at that in 6 years.
No,
Just,
I have just worked
gotten a
around it.
little
I'm
better.
a lot better.
I know. I'm actually given the
Bob and Jerry are very much better than they used to be. Phil.
I'm. I have the boom. I have the boom mic because
At
I'm.
least Phil doesn't do the Kermit head anymore.
I'm the biggest problem.
It doesn't matter if he does the Kermit head anymore.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem.
I'll just work around the problem. It's okay.
That's what you get
Hi,
when you have a free
Phil.
spirit.
That's what you do when you have a huge talent.
Free spirit, Phil, man.
Oh man. So let's do another favorite moment. We probably don't have any more clips of things.
Sadly, we don't.
They're hard to find.
We tried to find this clip, but the
Yeah.
hardest part of this is none of us know the actual episode because can I set it up real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
This occurred spontaneously. This was not a scripted moment. This next one occurred spontaneously at the end of an episode. So the problem is the episode isn't even about what this clip's about. It just happened at the end of an episode and it derailed the entire ending of the show.
It did. It was
Broke the
hilarious.
If any of our listeners actually know the number of this episode, we could go back and retrieve it, but we couldn't even narrow it down to a year.
We tried so hard to search through some of the show notes and stuff to figure out.
And it's
some
not
things
in
and-
any show notes.
It's after 167 because that's when Bob joined
Sure,
the show.
we were able to eliminate the first 167 out of 500 episodes.
And there's at least a dozen or more, probably 20 after that, because I didn't actually start like doing a lot of talking.
I think it's about this. It's not the same. I think it's from about the same time though as Free Spirits because I think it was like the
well, I'm sure it's in that.
the
yeah.
2016 era, 2017 because that's when I started listening and I was listening to you guys when that occurred.
Okay,
Okay, so now
buried-
intro
narrowed it a little better.
intro what it is.
So we used to say our sibling podcasts, listen to them. You still hear us doing that. And we said gaming and BS. Finally, at that moment in time, Bob figured out what the BS stood for, which is technically a double entendre.
Yeah.
Yes.
The entire time that I was involved and knew about gaming and BS, it's Brett and Sean.
Yes.
So it was gaming and Brett and Sean, right? And that was it.
It's
and then the
also-
one night somebody said the line gaming and BS and the light bulb went on and I went, holy shit, I just figured out what the BS means. and everybody died.
Well, and Chris and I just thought Bob was fucking with us.
Yes, and he wasn't.
Right? We were like, we both stopped and we looked at you. Now I remember it was in my basement, right?
It was in your
So
basement.
I remember Chris and I looked at you and we were like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
Like we just thought you were fucking around.
No, I just
That's when we lost.
Yeah,
it.
we lost it. I think we just started laughing. I'm like, that's it. We're done. We're done. And then
We just
turned
ended
and
the show.
The show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that moment though.
It was hilarious.
it was a glorious,
man.
glorious moment.
Another favorite moment, at least for me, was we did a New Year's Eve episode and we had a bunch of people like Zoom in or Google Meet in or whatever we used. And I played some trumpet and Senda was on harp. And it was just a really good time of just a bunch of people being around, just talking about games and the year. And that was over at the Mount Vernon location.
Yep.
It definitely wasn't Zoom because Zoom's a pandemic thing.
Yeah.
It was definitely Google like Hangouts or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It was probably Hangouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some pictures. If you remember the Slack room, there's pictures in the Slack room of this because I was there and took some pictures of it.
Yep.
Somewhere I've got video of you playing trumpet.
I also have a
Shadows.
video of him playing the trumpet.
I gotta find it.
For those who don't know, I used to be a music major in college. So I used to be a performance major for trumpet. So, I mean, I used to be able to play. I don't play anymore. So
He was good though.
Yeah.
that's okay. I was better than 99% of the population in the world. That's not saying much.
That was during my first year as a occasional host of the show,
Mm-hmm.
and it was when I got a chance to sit and listen to, because Andy was also in the background with Senda,
Mm-hmm.
and we had friend of the show Glenn there, and it was definitely that found family kind of thing, because it was it was a celebration, but it was very friendly, and I guess I want to say it was an intimate get together,
It was.
and not in the way we often use intimate, but seriously, the real way. Just a lot of fun, and it was touchy feely. It was good.
Touchy feely. I like those touchy feely feelings.
Yep.
Phil, remember the day you realized that what the show was named after?
Yeah, I actually know which episode this is because this is the Bard episode.
Yep.
When we did the competition of the Bards.
It's a 150.
Maybe?
It's one of those. It's one of those numbers.
Yeah, there was a period where we were
We did the Battle of the Bards.
we did the Battle of the Bards, of which I threw the Rocker Boy in as a member, and that is also
It's what won.
it's also, I believe, what got us it started us on what eventually would be
Rocker Boys and Vending Machines.
Exactly. But
Did you listen to the clip?
do you have this clip?
No, I don't. But I think I remember. I do have the clip. It's in the archive. But I think I remember we were talking about like bard powers and things
You
like
were.
that.
That's exactly
and I
what
said
happened.
misdirected mark is a great bard power. And you're like, wait a minute, is that what the show's named after? And I was like, yeah. And you're like, get the fuck out of here.
I was like, we are named after a 4th edition Bard power. I was a little incensed.
You were. It was
I
really
don't
funny.
remember signing up for the show being told that it was named after a Bard power.
I don't tell anybody that.
Yeah,
That's because the misdirected mark name is actually a double entendre for
It
not-
was.
not sexually, obviously, but for the bard power and also Mark Napick, who was one of the
Yes.
original hosts. The original host.
Is there I'm not as familiar with 4th edition. Is there a 4th edition power called Misdirected Mark?
Correct. You would cast it on somebody, you would do damage to them, and then you would mark them and say that it was the tank that marked them. That's why it was called misdirected mark.
Got it. Okay.
I love the name because I love alliteration.
Yep. And that was 150, the Battle of
Yeah,
the
it's
Was it?
totally
Yeah.
150.
That's cool.
so that was from 150. But I remember just because I played a Warlord in 4th edition, and we only played one campaign of it, so I never played, and we didn't have a Bard in our campaign, so I had never heard. I'd never looked at the Bard powers, and I was like, "What?"
It's one of the best renditions of the bard ever. The 4th edition bard. Fight me on it. It's
No,
fine.
I think
It's a cool bard.
that episode hashes out all those Bards. 1st edition.
we did everything.
Yeah.
The 1st edition was like the original prestige class.
It was that's the one where you had to take
No.
levels in this, take levels in that.
Now, did you guys cover the second 1st edition Bard? The one that was its own separate character class that they put in, that was in Best of Dragon?
No, we didn't bother.
That
No,
was,
we did the one out of the back of the player's handbook.
after that one came out, they did just real quick, they did an article in Dragon Magazine that
Jerry,
that
whenever you
character.
say real quick, it's never really quick.
That's it,
You
I'm
don't
done.
have no.
That's all I said. It was a superior Bard, and it was the precursor of what we see today.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did that come out before or after Dungeon World's bard? Was Dungeon World involved
No.
in that one?
Oh, Dungeon World.
Yeah,
was in
Dungeon
there.
World
The
was
Dungeon
there.
World Bard was in there because
Yeah.
and I think it was after your famous play of the Dungeon World Bard at Gen Con.
Oh, man.
Stoner Bard.
Stoner bard.
that was a fun.
That was a
session.
fun night.
Jerry, do you have any favorite moments you want to bring up before we go and talk about more of these?
My big one was the New Year's Eve episode.
It is a good one. It is definitely a good one. I loved the fiction that existed in the show for the first like 100 and change episodes. We used to tell a story. Like there was a moment where me and Mark got kidnapped by doppelganger versions of us. And the
I
show kept going. There was a master of dungeons who was behind it all. We had
Yep.
to defeat him. We blew up House Misdirected and rebuilt it because the house used to be like a fictional space. Now we don't do that anymore.
So the gradual phase out was
Mark left, and Mark was a better improviser of ridiculous story like that than Phil.
correct. Correct. We kept the house for a long, long time.
Yeah.
We still make oblique references to the
We
house.
do make oblique references.
Yeah,
to the
that's
house.
where we get the garage and the
Although
salon. And
I would bet if we did it again now, that version of the show where there was like an ongoing like minor meta story in the background, Phil would be much better at it.
Oh, I suspect I'm a lot more comfortable. I was coming in fresh. I was way more uptight in those days.
We killed the fiction off in one episode, just killed it dead.
We killed it.
It was like unceremonious too.
Yeah, just murdered it and moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I always liked the rooms in the house.
Yeah,
I always
man, the
thought that
rooms
was
are great.
fun. I always thought that was fun. And I always liked making rooms. And for a long time, we would do those openings where we'd like be in a room or screwing around or something.
Yeah,
and then
it was
start.
a great time.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did those during the pandemic.
Oh, you
did a
guys
couple of
did?
Oh, yeah, we kept doing.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, there were often talked about making donut runs for Phil so that while he was hiding and setting up traps. And,
I think we spent most of the pandemic hiding in the salon, I think, is where we.
That's fair.
yeah.
Like, I mean, we were pretty effed up during the pandemic. And so it wasn't like we were producing shows. We were just like in the salon, like, are we all alive? How are we all doing? Kind of. I'll name one
dark
that's a
years.
Jerry
Call
specific
that
one.
misdirected Mark the dark years.
Yeah. I really liked Jerry's fictitious games that made up the opening. Like there were like 3 or 4 fictitious games. Are there 7 fictitious games?
Do you have a list of them?
There's actually a document in the folder. I've been slowly going through trying to gather
Can
all
you go find that?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a second once you find it.
Yep.
Let's do another one while we're doing
Sure.
that. Do the next one.
The bed episode.
The bed episode.
Yeah, the bed episode. I'm not going to go into the whole backstory of the bed episode. There were some reasons we left for Gen Con early, but the bed episode is that we were originally going to plan to leave for Gen Con on a Wednesday.
Yes.
Get into Gen Con. This was 2016. Get into Gen Con and then hit the grounds on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to get there
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday, but Tuesday was recording night. And so Chris was like,
we're not fucking missing an episode because I hadn't missed an episode ever.
correct. And I was like, fine, let's not miss an episode. Let's just record it from the hotel room.
Yeah, I was like, okay, let's go.
So you were like, fuck it, let's do it. So when we got to the hotel room, like it's a hotel room. There's no desks or tables or anything.
Nope.
So we're like, where are we going to record this from? And
we were originally thinking about doing it like downstairs in the lobby.
Correct,
Or
but it
something
was
like that.
too
There's
loud.
nowhere else to do it. So
Right.
we're like, well, looks like we're doing it in the hotel room.
so we climbed into bed.
And this is when we live streamed everything
Yes.
for a backup, but we also had it. Keep going.
We got under the covers, I think, right?
Yep.
Climbed into bed with each other.
He was very sexy.
Yes. And I think I was petting your hair.
You were.
Yep.
Yes, there were a few moments. Yeah.
We did the whole episode. Bob's on the other bed watching.
Yes.
Yeah, Brother Jim was there with us.
Brother Jim
yeah,
was
because
there.
we had people with us.
It was hilarious, really.
It was fun. And I mean, we were using shitty hotel Wi-Fi.
We were.
Streaming it. Like it was.
off of a laptop camera with a webcam on
oh,
it.
it was so bad. Like
Well,
it
we
was.
were using our the same camera that we'd always used.
Yeah,
at
no,
that
we used a
point.
webcam, but like I mean, we were pushing it through a hotel Wi-Fi.
It was
Like,
rough, but people were there. There was people in the room.
There were people who got a kick out of it. Like
Yeah.
the logo dropped, and there's Chris and I sitting in bed with each other.
People were talking. It was great.
It was funny.
From the same year,
2016.
2 things. There was the Play Better Games Damn It panel that we did that had like 70 people at it.
Yes.
was a
Well,
big
you have
panel.
to mention the first. You have to mention the one before it to understand the panel.
And then there's the Mic Drop Wee Stout, which is the beer that got made that also had a naming contest by Joe Schwick, Papa Schwick.
Papa Schwick. I don't remember how we convinced people to make beer for us.
We
But-
didn't. They volunteered.
Well, people did, right? And then we were like, we'll have a contest to name it.
Yes.
And the winner was Mic Drop Wee Stout.
Yep.
Which I love, right?
Mhm.
And then so Joe brought it to the Play Better Games Damn It panel. And we were pretty high on our bullshit back then.
We were.
And so we cracked one open.
Uh huh.
And Joe was like, oh, don't worry. It's pretty low
was
alcohol
not.
volume. It was not.
It was like 9% or 10% alcohol content.
We got halfway through that panel because I think it was a 120-minute panel.
And I pulled out another bottle.
Right.
You were drinking your own, Chris, and Phil was like nursing his.
Uh-huh.
Trying.
And you finished yours, and Phil was like, and you were like, fine, I'll do it. And so you grabbed Phil's and drank his.
Uh huh.
Chris got a little rowdy. In that,
I was very drunk.
Chris was very
It
drunk.
was ahead of the time.
I was a bit drunk in that.
It was not good.
It was, no,
good.
the beer was delicious.
The beer was delicious.
It was potent.
We pissed some people off that panel.
Yeah,
people
that
just got
was-
up and left because I was being pretty me.
Yeah,
from back
it was. It was. I mean, I think we enacted our no alcohol policy.
Correct. Not that we should have been drinking at a panel anyway.
No,
Like that was
not.
that was years ago. Like we would be very different about that.
I mean,
stuff now.
to be fair, it was 2 things. To be fair, one, Joe had made this beer for us, and we did want to try it while he was there. We didn't want to
Correct.
just take it and disappear. But 2, and this is, I don't know if you remember this, the room was hot as sin,
It was,
and so
and it
we
was
were,
packed with like 70 people.
and so we were drinking for hydration. Should have been drinking water,
Sure,
but
Yeah.
like it got out of hand. It is definitely not professional. I make no excuses
it's
for
still
it.
funny as shit.
It was still pretty funny.
We gave a bunch of games away.
We did. We
Like
gave
we
games
do.
away. There was that one person who drew that awesome dragon.
Yep.
Like just in like while we were all sitting there, she drew this dragon
was
on
amazing.
a piece of paper, and like we had a lot of fun. We answered a lot of questions.
We did.
I mean, overall, it was a good panel.
Yeah,
I just remember this one lady who got up and walked out disgusted with me because
you were
I
a little
was
obstinate.
I was a little obstinate about traditional games at that point in time,
Yeah.
which is a problem. Like I shouldn't have been like that, but it's fine.
hysterically that pendulum has swung all over the place.
Well, like it's like 7 years later, man.
No, I know.
Well, 6.5 years later.
Yeah.
2016 was like kind of it was a really.
Didn't we get nominated for an award?
Yeah, we
yeah.
were.
I mean, like we were.
Like,
up
when
for
I
an
say we
Emmy.
were high on our bullshit back in those days, like we were
that's
riding off the end
what
of
I
the
said
nom-
during the free spirit Phil clip.
Yeah.
So we get nominated for one award.
we got nominated for that year. We got nominated for that. We got nominated for a Golden Geek.
Yep.
We got nominated for a bunch of stuff.
We did. I mean, we were having a killer season.
We were, yeah. All right. Did you find those games?
Oh
Jared?
yeah, I found a bunch of them. The Horror Hunters thing with Carlos and Ben, where Ben kept stopping common sense actions to go read a book, no matter what was going on.
Not remember that.
That one I hardly remember.
That's pretty funny.
That's one with let's see. There was a mistress. We only did 2 episodes with that.
Okay.
You were Carlos, I was Ben, and the female cult leader had a thing for Carlos.
Oh, that's right, because you guys used to do bits at the beginning of the shows.
Yep. The big one that you're thinking of is Stellar Heist, which was Parson Val and Moctus. And that one I've got a bunch of notes on where they were constantly going from one scheme to another, and their ex-girlfriends were always involved in it one way or the other.
Parson Ball's still one of my favorite names of a character. I wrote that down in my name file for use later down the road.
There were 1 or 2 episodes about the food dungeon, and the biggest thing I remember that was at the culinary sorceress was Barbara Ganoush.
Okay.
It was that kind of stuff.
That's funny.
Pun damage.
Yep.
We had our cyberfunk, which was Harn Tagano and Kiris Girno, who were the archaeologist and soldier running around in like a cyberpunk universe. We mentioned in passing the El Nebuloso pirate campaign. I don't know if we actually did. Do you think it just got dropped into conversation?
Don't remember that one.
I don't think so.
They're so hilarious.
There was the super them, which was Ceviche and Gigglestick.
Oh God.
That got mentioned once or twice. Apocolords, which was I think we talked about it in one episode, and they showed up in another one, which was Lord Session and Mr. Zero.
I think I'd play a session of Apocolords. Like I'd play like a one shot of Apocolords.
Stellar Heist was the one I was always excited about.
That's what we did the most of. We had just a generic fantasy that had Sir Percy and Mock Just Mock, and the 5 cursed idol, the Squamous Lord, the haughty evil sorcerer named Venicissimo, because he always spoke with a lisp because he was a lizard, he was a serpent. There was Metal Fire, which was the
it's gotta be the mech game.
That was the mech game with Annex and Slam Dance. And then we mentioned a couple times a game, a lost out of print game for old D&D called Into Iron Mountain, which was well known because the rules for social encounters at the Grand Hobgoblin Soiree was such an important thing. Jesus. And we hadn't seen it at the time. That and something about romancing the Medusa. That's basically what we did. We have been getting all this information together. At some point, this will be available to the patrons, all the notes on these games.
That's pretty funny. I like it. And now we're going to bring some people on to talk about their experience with Misdirected Mark over the years. And the first person is, I have to be really nice when I get thrown in a stew pot, Head Gnome, Angela Murray, also one of the hosts of Thaco with Advantage, the newest podcast of Misdirected Mark Productions. Ange, how's it going?
Hey, folks, how you doing?
We're good.
Hey,
we're just
glad to have you here.
Sitting around talking about Misdirected Mark.
Really good to be here.
So,
congratulations on hitting 500.
Why, thank you so much. How's things with you?
Things are going pretty good.
You were just at running and playing games at BSRCon too, right?
Yes, I was. That was a ton of fun. Great online convention.
Yeah, I mean, we all do love Sean P. Kelly around in these parts. Yeah. On the surprise episode of Gaming MBS that recently dropped, he was like, yeah, the game that Chris is designing for Avalon, it's a PBTA game, right? And it's just, I'm like, no, Sean. When I had to go in the Discord and be like, no, it is not. Because he likes to rile with Brett.
Even Brett was like, no, Sean, it's not a PBTA game.
Yes, it's funny.
Of course, in a much deeper voice than what I can present to you.
Yeah, with knives.
With knives.
With knives. And a beard. A really spectacular beard.
Yes. Yeah. He's going full Santa Claus, he said. He's got it's almost white now.
I mean, he's got the full mountain man, action going.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you, Ange. Thank you for coming once again. What are some of your fondest memories of your experience with the Misdirected Mark podcast?
So can I tell you about my very first experience with the Misdirected Mark podcast?
Sure, absolutely.
Many years ago at the convention held UBCon, I was attending and I'm wandering around and I was signed up for one of Tim Hannon's games. And I was early, but I didn't have anywhere to be. And I see Tim sitting in the room. There's some other guy there. But I'm like, I'm just going to go plop down, sit down. And these two guys, this guy and Tim, are having a conversation. And I'm listening. And then all of a sudden I realized there's a microphone on the table. And I realized that this person, who turned out to be Chris Sneezak, is interviewing Tim Hannon for the Misdirected Mark podcast. Coming away with this with a business card that I still have somewhere. And I believe this was when it was still Chris and Mark before Phil had joined.
Mm-hmm. It's probably accurate.
Yeah, that's probably true if it was UBCon.
Man, that's like eight or 9 years ago.
Oh, longer than that. That was probably 2010, maybe 2011.
It really? Because I don't think the podcast is that old.
2010. is when I first started working at Buff State,
Yeah.
and I met you shortly after I first started working at
So
Buff
the
State.
podcast is 12 years old. I always thought it was 2012 that the first episode dropped. Maybe it was 2010 in March. Man, I'm old. Why have I been doing this for so long, Ange?
Well, and part of the problem too is that like the older you get, the longer back things still seem new.
I guess
You know,
that
like
makes
I listen
sense.
to a song and I'm like, oh, that's a great new song, and people are like, they've put out 3 other albums since then. Ange,
Yep.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Wow, so that's the first time was that the first time we met?
I believe so. I believe that is the first time you and I met.
Wow. Oh, it's been a wonderful friendship this entire time.
I got to know Phil and Bob because I was invited to join the Gnome Stew and got to know them better through that. And then started actually listening to Misdirected Mark not too long after that and getting to know all of you quite a bit better.
In the future, I don't know that you heard us talking about this yet, maybe in passing. We're doing this thing called Misdirected Mark Plays, and we keep mentioning your name because one of the things we're doing at Misdirected Mark Plays after our first Cortex game that we play through is a series of Marvel games, and one of the games that we're playing is Saga.
Ooh.
I know your love for Saga. We're actually going to play we're going to play 3 of the Marvel games. It's going to be different GMs, but in kind of one meta campaign. So we're going to do Face Rip, Saga, and Heroic. So we mentioned you because, I know how much you love Saga.
I do love Saga. I'm honestly not sure how closely my Saga aligns with Rules as Written, but
It happens.
it is.
Did you use the
it is
cards?
a game I love. Yeah, you use the cards.
Yeah, that's fine. Then you did. I think you Saga'd enough. If you use the cards, you Saga'd enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've played your game and it's close enough to Saga that it's recognizable. You just got a couple of house rules in it, which we all did with those games.
Yeah.
So, well, the point being is that hopefully we'll be able to schedule some things and have you come and guest star and play some characters, or maybe we can, get you and Jared and some other people to like play some side games inside of that campaign.
That would be absolutely fun. And I can tell you that anything involving comic books will have Jared there in a heartbeat.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm aware. This is I am plotting in the back of my head for some of this stuff.
I mean, Chris can probably attest to this since he edits Thacker with Advantage, but it's hard for Jared and I not to go off on comic book tangents.
It's true.
While we're
Yeah.
supposed to be talking about D&D. So
I always leave them in because they're interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is there anything else that you would like to bring up concerning the Misdirected Mark podcast or Misdirected Mark Productions?
honestly, I think you guys are a really good example for how to do longevity in a podcast. You are faithful to your formula insofar as that it is still serving the show, and you're never afraid to change up the formula to keep things interesting for yourself. Because I think that's what happens to a lot of shows that end up pod fading or, deciding to end it, is like they're too beholden to the formula that they've established, and it starts becoming stale. And I think you guys have done a fantastic job of continually adapting your show to be something new to keep you all interested and excited in doing it.
Whew, if I can tell you that behind the scenes, there have been some very dramatic moments that while we make that look very smooth on the surface, there were some very heated moments years ago about when formats would start changing. I remember the day we decided not to edit the show anymore. Chris was like at his wit's end because it was so much work to edit it. And I was like, don't. And he just looks at me like, what? I'm like, stop editing it. Like,
just let it go out raw.
Yeah, just let's do it.
That wasn't better for us.
What's that?
That wasn't better for us.
I mean, it wasn't better sound quality. It was better.
No.
We would
It was
not
better
have
for my
gotten
mental health.
We would not have gotten to 500.
That's true.
That is true.
Did you want 200 like perfect sounding episodes, or did you want 500 episodes?
That's a hard question.
I even remember the fiction.
Yeah.
We were talking about that a few minutes
Yes.
ago.
I love when people remember the fiction. You're one of those people that remember that Mark was a host. Do you have any?
I'll be honest, I don't think I ever listened while Mark was a host. I don't think I listened until it was you and Phil. I was there for the introduction of Bob, though, because you guys started recording live and you couldn't keep up with the chat.
Nope. That
Correct.
was 167, right?
167, baby.
I don't know if everybody who currently listens knows why there's a live show. The reason there's a live show is because one night Chris and I recorded a show and the recorder failed
Yes.
and we lost the entire show.
Yes.
All the spontaneity, everything else. We were like, we lost the entire show, and I think it was late, and we couldn't even redo the show. We like had to skip a week or something.
No, we didn't skip. I went and did it myself. I did something.
Right, you did something, but it was like, but we lost like the whole show, and we were like, oh, we need a backup. And Chris is like, well, we could record it live to YouTube. We could record it out somewhere streaming, and I can pull the audio from it, which I'm pretty sure it was YouTube back in those days.
It might have been. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay. So we just tweeted out. We were like, oh, we're recording the show. Like, that's the reason why it's like Tuesdays at 8:00 is because that's when we used to record the non-live show. And then we just turned on the live thing as a backup audio source. And then people showed up for it, and we were like, oh.
Yeah. So here's a funny story about that. At first, we were using Google Hangouts to record, to stream like live to YouTube. And I put the original thing on the website, and I crashed the website because it was too much data going into the website back in those days. And HostGator like shut down my account for like a week. They're like, you got to stop this. I'm like, oh, darn it. I have to figure out something else. Ange, do you have any other questions for us?
What's in the future for you guys? Obviously, Misdirected Mark Plays. Is that going to be in addition to the regular talk show portion of things, or is that going to be alternating place swap?
The way that we're recording it is that 1 week we will record the game, and then the next week the next time we record we're recording topics about the game that we just played. So it'll be both at the same time, essentially. We wanted to put our money where our mouth was. We keep talking about these games that we play, but nobody ever gets to hear them. So it'll be a back and forth like that. On top of that, we will also have off the cuffs interspersed in there, and a new thing that we're doing called Game Crush, where Jerry will be taking the lead on that, and it'll be about games that people love, coming on and talking about games that people love and why they love them and the cool things about them, and why people might want to pick them up and play them. So those are the main thrusts of our content going forward.
That's awesome. If there's something I know the folks here and the extended community can talk about, it's why we love games.
It's true. Do you have anything else for us?
No, I just, again, want to say congratulations. Making it to 500 episodes is a pretty Herculean feat, and the kudos are well-deserved for you guys.
Well, thank you so much, Ange, for taking some time and for those really kind words. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're not going to throw me in the stew pot, are you?
I mean, the only one I can't technically throw in the stew pot is Jerry.
Yeah.
So, I
Not
mean,
yet.
if I can't throw you all in the stew pot, I guess you're safe.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Default.
You were a benevolent leader. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye, Ange.
Thanks, Ange. Bye.
Bye.
JT Evans is in the waiting room.
All right, we can get JT.
Author and game designer JT Evans.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, JT. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. My first question to you is what is your most prominent or fondest memory of Misdirected Mark over the years?
It's actually a fairly recent episode, only like 3 or 4 back. You guys were talking about metacurrency in game, and Jerry voiced the opinion, and all of you agreed with him that using the level up points as your metagame currency, like that conflict, that false tension, you folks had expressed that, through the Slack Room for Life and the RPG Talk channel, that was a bad idea, but you really didn't, in the Slack channel through the text portion, didn't really delve into why too deeply, just that it was a bad idea, which put ideas in my brain for why I should rethink a mechanic in my own system. But on the episode, you did a pretty deep dive into why your level up currency and your metagame in-game currency should not be the same. They should be separate. And that was eye-opening for me. So I went into my game mechanics and changed things.
Oh, cool. Very nice. Yeah, that was our currency episode. I think it was a Redux currency episode too, because I think we've done that one before. Yeah. And in reference to things like the experience point mechanic in Cypher.
Yes.
Which I hate. In fact, actually, I house ruled it out. The last time I ran Cypher, just house ruled it out and was like, experience points are experience points. Cypher points are cypher points. 2 shall never meet.
Yes.
Because it's a terrible mechanic.
Well, because I won't spend it. As soon as I get 4 of them, I won't spend any points until the end of the game because I want to level up.
That's why it's a terrible mechanic. Sure. Psychologically, people
That's
don't
totally fair.
Yep.
Yeah. It's supposed to create a hard choice, but it doesn't.
I mean, it does, but not for the fiction.
No, because I'll just take the fail. Like, as long as I don't think I'm going to die, it's like, no, I'll just fail. Like, I still want to level up at the end of I want my cool power.
Yes, I think that's what we said. Is that what we said, JT? I'm pretty sure that's what we said when we were talking about it.
That is
before.
very close to what you said. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that one comes from actually playing. Like I love Cypher, but it is the one house rule I will enact in Cypher. I just don't like that mixed currency.
So we introduced you as author JT Evans, but you are an author, but you're also one of the gnomes and Gnomes 2 writing for that blog post, which is also, writer, author.
Prolific
gnome. Been around for a bit.
JT is closing in on my 10-year article number. I think either pretty quick. I don't know if you've passed me yet. I'm over 250.
I don't know. I know I've clocked 250,000 words plus. I know I've done that.
Yeah, he's. I mean, yes. JT and I are like
lots
neck
of words.
That's a lot of words.
Lots of words. Yes.
And I had a huge head start. JT's.
Yeah.
I'm now like the turtle, man. I'm just putting like one article out a month. JT's filling like the rest of the calendar.
JT's doing work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just pulled up my Scrivener doc that has all my Gnomes 2 articles in it. It's handy dandy word count. I way overestimated. I'm going to round up a little bit, 93,000 words. So essentially a full novel worth of Game Master advice.
That is a full modern novel worth of Game Master advice. That's not a Brandon Sanderson novel worth of Game Master advice.
No, it is not a Brandon
I think I'm closing in on the Brandon Sanderson worth of Game Mastering advice.
Yeah, he cuts more words out of his novels than I put into my novels.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that
Final product.
Lop off a few novels.
JT, do you have any questions for us? Anything burning?
Yeah, actually, I brought two, just in case one had already been asked earlier in the episode. When I get together with my game group on Saturdays, we start about 2 p.m. and we end between 9:30 and 10 p.m. So a good long session.
Nice.
We're clocking in 7 to 8 hours every Saturday. It is, I'm going to use the word impossible to stay focused for 7 or 8 hours, right? It just ain't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So the game itself kind of breaks down, roughly the 3.5 to 4 hour mark. And we just start, kvetching about work or technology. We're all technology people except for one guy at the table. And so we'll have the bitch session about work or technology or something stupid that happened in our life. And that'll ramble on for about 20 minutes. And then we'll naturally re-engage with the game. So my question for you guys is, how can we shorten that 20 minutes down to like maybe say 10? Because it's unavoidable. It's going to happen. Sure. But I'd like to keep it as brief as possible without being the guy that just slams my hand down on the table and says, okay, enough, back to rolling dice.
I mean, the big die is my, the big die is one of my favorite tools for this, right? Yep. Like you have an indicator that is like, hey, when the die is on the table, we don't talk about stuff. Mm-hmm. When we take the die off the table, we talk about stuff. I know Chris doesn't like it because Chris goes for He-Man sessions of like no breaks, but scheduled breaks, and simply say like, hey, in an 8-hour session of gaming, we'll take a break at this time, and this time.
My sessions never last 8 hours though.
No, I know.
Mine are like 3.5 to 4.
Mm-hmm. But I said the reason I say like a scheduled break is because people will chatter spontaneously if they don't think there's a place to put it, or they'll think that they're gonna forget it, which is why we also have the index card where we ask people like, hey, if you have something you want to say like during a break, like write it on the index card so you don't forget. I'm actually with Phil on this one. If you have a 7.5, 8 hour session, just aim for the 3 hour mark and then take your like social break for like 10, 15 minutes and then go back to gaming. That would be what I would do.
Honestly, I'm impressed that for the length of your session, that's all you're losing.
You should see our 2.5, 3 hour game.
I mean, all of this is our one game night a week. And barring weather, family plans, whatever, we get together pretty much every week.
You played 7 hours
and it's like the one thing we all look forward to. Hanging out with friends and rolling some dice. And
sure, Jerry, I
stay fairly focused, but there's some times.
Sometimes, especially in the industry that you guys are in, if a lot of you are in tech, you're going to have that stuff that's chewing at the back of your brain, like that you're frustrated about something, whatever. And sometimes it's going to spill out. But I think what Phil said, with that long of a session, schedule 1 or 2 breaks during the course of that.
Definitely.
And have people write down if there's something that they think of that like, oh, I wanted to bring this up. Just write it down to bring up at the break.
I like that idea. I'll bring it up with my group and see if we can run with it.
Do you guys eat dinner while you're playing?
No, we don't. No, we all pre-food. I eat lunch on my way to the host house. Typically, no dinner, no food break. People will bring snacks and things to eat, so that there's munchies and crunchies and things like that going on, but there's no dedicated meal.
So you guys just play for 7 hours without eating, like aside from snacks?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, that I am.
Savor that.
Look, I'm a little beside myself.
I'm not even sure. I don't know if I I'm certainly jealous you're playing more hours in a session than I am, but I don't know if 7 is the number of hours I want to play in a session.
I still long for the heady days when we used to do a solid 4. We haven't seen that in like 10 years.
I mean, like even when I was younger, we didn't play that long. Like it was always like 3.5, 4 hours. So I'm like so into that mode.
In my youth, when I was in high school, we used to get out of school just before 2. We would hit the grocery store, stock up on like frozen pizzas, chips and stuff, and we would be at somebody's house like by 3. And we typically gamed until like everybody would leave that house after midnight. We would play like 7 hours with a dinner break in the middle where we'd either, make frozen pizzas or order a pizza or something like I have played those. I don't know at my current age. I don't know 2 things. I don't know at my current age if I could go 7 hours in a straight game. And the other one is I think I might be able to prep enough with how much time I have in a week to put material together. I think I could prep a 7-hour session in 2 weeks. I don't know if I could prep a 7-hour session in 1 week.
GT, do you guys rotate?
Oh, we do. Yeah.
Do you rotate weekly? Like, is there alternating weeks?
No, it's one game at a time.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now we do rotate GMs between campaigns, but if like Bill is running his game, it's Bill's game until the campaign concludes or ends, which those are obviously 2 different things.
Yeah, that's remarkable for being adults in professionals and having work lives and personal lives and everything, that you guys can pull that off every Saturday. Kudos, man. Enjoy it.
Yeah. I would have to give some shit up.
So let me ask the rest of the world that's out there right now that might be listening to this. Does anybody else play like that anymore? I want to know if you do. I just want to know if there's like one other group out there.
Hats off, man. Hats off to you.
Yeah. So what's the other question?
Oh, the other question. Yeah. So this is more for like one shots. I'm specifically thinking games at a con. If a character dies, how do you handle that? Because obviously the player has paid to play, right? They paid to get in the door. They might have even bought an extra ticket to use to be at the table. So there's a double whammy there. If their character dies through just like a series of unfortunate events or, extreme stupidity, because that happens too.
Sure.
How do you handle that? If you're 2 hours into a 4-hour session and a character has died, obviously the player most likely won't want to leave at, the halfway mark. They're going to continue to play with you guys. Barring some personality thing to cause the character death or whatever. But assuming the player wants to stay at the table and continue playing, how do you handle that? Do you have backup characters? Rolling one up on the fly is going to be super difficult. Expound upon that. How do you handle that? A character death partway through a con game.
Here's my, I have to ask a question. As Sean P. Kelly would say, it depends. Is dying a feature of the game? Like, are we playing like BX and like, you've stated clearly that they could die at any point in time and then they'll have to leave the table if they die? Because if that's the case, then they signed up for that. If that is not the case, then having backup characters around, having NPCs that you can slot in is a good way to future-proof that. There is the Deus Ex Machina where like you can have a moment where they have to deal with the situation where everybody can give up something to then once again bring that character back to life, but that's really on the rest of the group to do so. And you can also play around with that by saying, if y'all do this, here's like a benefit for everybody else. I mean, dead player doesn't get benefit the dead player gets is dead character gets is their character gets to come back to life. There's like a bunch of like not good storytelling things that you can do to fix that. I say that because it's JT, and JT will understand what I'm saying.
I think the only time that I've ever seen characters die at a con game was in like a Call of Cthulhu kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're signing up for that sort of.
Yeah,
that's I think a different feel.
But
that's almost expected.
Yeah,
really.
the question is like, what do you do if it wasn't expected?
So the thing that I typically will try to do if I'm nervous about characters kicking off in the game, I will plan to put in the story, like I will put prisoners somewhere in the, you know what I mean? Like I will put like some, like if you are deep in a dungeon and somebody could die and there's no reasonable way, like somebody from the outside could get like down there, I will put some I will put some good guy prisoners in a box down there so that like you free them. And if everybody's alive, like, oh, you free them there, you give them a couple of rusty swords, they make their way to the surface, congrats, you did a good thing. But if there's missing characters, then one of those is like, the NPC, and you're like, here, take the equipment off the dead guy. Here's fighter who got waylaid and imprisoned. pick them up and start playing.
Yeah, if you're nervous about that, the base concept is that you death proof your game by putting NPCs in the game that players can pick up and play.
Yeah.
You just have to pick the spot where in the story it makes the most sense to have these. Usually you introduce one or two early that can, be a part of the party or are like assisting the party in some way, the group in some way, or you have them, like Phil said, somewhere inside of the scenario, the situation that they can be then picked up and played. That is the base way to do that. That is like the best, most easiest way to accomplish that. Now, that'll all change how you implement that based on setting, situation, theme, genre, all that stuff. Because there are some genre tropes that look easy to do it, right? And then there are ones that are harder. That would be my suggestion for that.
I will also say if your game is like PBTA, I just won't kill you.
Yeah, there's that.
I'll do some other terrible stuff. I just will not like unless there is no way out, like narratively. Like if I can find another way, drop you in a hole, separate you down a corridor, like I'll do something before I assign the last damage to you.
Yeah,
just to keep it going. Yeah. But if you're playing a game with like attrition, hit points or something, then have two things, right? Mechanically, have backup characters. Mm-hmm. Narratively, have a place where it makes sense to find somebody.
I got a question for you, JT.
Okay, go for it.
So, you're a writer. I am a writer by schooling and, have done a bunch of writing. Where do you find the biggest differences to be between the tabletop gaming experience and the sit down and write a story experience?
Wow. Okay. Difference between tabletop gaming skills and just solo writing. It's going to be collaboration. Everything at the table is storytelling to some extent. Maybe not everything, but that's the thing you're trying to accomplish is a group collaborative storytelling effort. So there's spotlight sharing and buddying up with people and just sharing the narrative and getting people to engage and all that. For novel writing, it is kind of like that, but it's all in my head. I am the master and commander most of the time over what my characters are going to do, the things they're going to encounter, the pain they're going to feel. I'm in control over their life and death. With one exception, I have killed a character in a book and then flipped the page on my outline to the next page, and he was a key character in the next chapter. And I was like, oh, crap, I screwed that up. But his death was so good, I rewrote my outline. So the next chapter of the book was his funeral scene, which just was a gut punch for my beta readers. So it all worked out. But yeah, sometimes I've had characters die on me, and I didn't intend for them to die on me. That's really the key difference is playing nice with others at the table, whereas hopefully my characters play nice with me and do what I tell them in my novels.
Thank you for that answer. I appreciate it. That is all the time that we unfortunately have. Thank you so much, JT, for joining us. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Congrats on 500.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
JT.
Huge accomplishment, guys.
Thanks.
Very well done.
Talk to you soon, man.
See ya.
See you, JT.
JT.
See ya.
And coming in hot is Jim Likes Games.
I don't know about hot, coming in old.
I mean, that's a theme on this show, right?
That's very much a theme.
Coming
on
in
the show.
creaky, little.
Yeah, for sure. Well, no, coming in checking off a bucket list item. I get to be on Misdirected Mark, so that's pretty cool.
No,
Cool.
awesome.
Well, thank you for
Very
joining
excited
us.
about that. Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, I have to ask you the question
Thank
that I've been
you.
asking
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah, thank you so much. Jim Likes Games. You should go buy games from Jim Likes Games. Everybody, just go.
Well, not anymore.
No.
I mean, no, I don't do that anymore.
Oh, I didn't
The
know that.
pandemic. I do work occasionally with IPR, like I'll go to shows and stuff like that. I mean, This year we've got some stuff on the calendar, like it's my wife Shannon's 50th birthday, and we're going to go to London for that. And that happens over the time of Origin, so I won't be at Origin. So it coincided with like her birthday's in May, and in June they announced that they're doing like a limited 6-week run of the Groundhog Day musical, which is like her absolute favorite musical. I love it too. I don't love it the way she loves it. No one loves anything the way she loves that musical. But we're going to go over there. She's going to watch it half a dozen times. One of her friends from the States is going to fly over to see it too, because she's a super fan as well. We're going to visit some of our, we've got some longtime friends there that we're going to visit with. And hopefully I will get to see some of my UK Gauntlet.
The Gauntleteers, yeah.
So yes, yeah. That I play with I play with them during the afternoon because it's their evening. So yeah.
I believe I follow your wife on Twitter. So yes, like all of the theater, like all of the theater.
She is a like a Broadway fan the way that we are gamers.
Yeah.
That is pretty much, that's it kind of occupies
Like a Pokemon
that space
fan.
in her
Like,
life.
you gotta
So,
collect
yes.
them all. Like
That's cool.
I only,
Yeah,
da-
it's
I only
cool.
dabble in the theater. I like me some theater, but I
and
like
like
dabble.
there is no one better at getting tickets just to kind of like to anything. Because she is a My Chemical Romance fan from back in the day as
there you
well.
go.
And there was a whole, waiting in line for 20 hours and all that kind of stuff. So, so yeah, she's a ticket Viking
Nice.
as far as that kind of thing goes. So.
I just now picture your wife in line, like with like axes, like cleaving her way through people. Give me those tickets.
Yes. Yeah. But you guys are, you brought up the fact that I've been a retailer of games for many years, and the big, beautiful circle of life that is embodied in my selling your games to pay you money that you then give back to me to buy other people's games.
Yep.
That's well established.
That legitimately happened many
we
times.
can take that as read. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's our relationship
Yes.
In a lot of ways. But what you may not know is that years ago, we went on one date, a disastrous first date, and broke up. But the good news is that was me and not you guys. So if you would allow me to elaborate, I can tell this story. This is my story. I have my misdirected Mark story that I wanted to bring to this. So when I owned 2 comic book stores, comic and game stores in New York and Massachusetts, I made regular 3-hour drives back and forth between them, and like sometimes a couple of times a week. So like my life was basically nothing but work for several years, kind of when we were trying to get that New York store off the ground, kind of at the very early beginning of that. So I burned through a lot of podcasts, as you might imagine, driving back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
So in my search for gamer-related stuff, I came across Misdirected Mark. And at that time, I didn't know any of you in person. So this would have been like 7-8 years ago, something like that. Like, so fairly early days of the show, right? Like I maybe had met Jerry once or twice, like at one of the Vermont cons or something like that. And Phil, like I kind of knew of you, maybe saw you at, like selling your books at Gen Con or something like that. But I didn't know you guys. Like I wasn't on any kind of first name basis or anything with you at that point. This was before Metatopia got started, before I ever went to Queen City, before I carried encoded design stuff in my store and things like that. So this was kind of pre-knowing any of you. So I queued up and I start listening, and it turned out that the episode that I picked was just after one of those mid-aughts Star Wars films had come out.
Okay.
I forget which one it was. It might have been Rogue One. It might have even been the first of the last trilogy there. But it was one of those, and it was like just after that had dropped. So I forget what the topic was, but it was a topic that I was interested in, which is why I picked that episode. I went, they're talking about this thing this week, and I should tune in and see if this show is any good and if I'm going to enjoy it. And you started with the temperature check, but then the temperature check digressed into this extended discussion / argument / appreciation of this Star Wars movie that you guys had all seen.
Yeah, this definitely sounds like us. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure nothing I'm saying here is sounds like it's made up, but I hadn't seen it yet because my entire life at that time consisted of driving between the stores, right? Yep. And I'm like, someday I'll get this, but and you were kind of going on at such length it didn't seem like you were going to get to the actual gaming topic. At one point, I was in my car alone driving. Phil, you're from Connecticut, so like the area around Waterbury, there is always a traffic jam in both directions. I'm like already like this, pulling out of it, going south, and like they're like still talking about Star Wars, and I yelled at my car radio, "Start talking about games! Damn it, talk about games!" And I shut it off. And I relegated it to these guys just want to yak with each other and not talk about gaming bin.
Oh boy,
and I am here to say publicly to you that ranks among one of the worst decisions I made at that point in my life.
That's kind.
Because if I'd stuck around and got a feel for what was going on and the whole point of it, I think I would have understood what was going on. Luckily, I can report that a couple of years later, after actually meeting you guys and getting to know you and at some of the shows and online and stuff like that I gave Pandas a shot, because that sounded like something like, okay, it's only half an hour. It's 2 people
15 minutes.
Like being very chill, talking about games and stuff like that. And this sounds like the kind of thing that I might enjoy. And I loved it. It was delightful. And so I listened to that for a while. And then, and Phil, you kept talking about, Misdirected Mark, we're talking about this week. We're going into a lot more detail than we are here on Pandas. Or whatever, 40 episodes ago, we talked about that. So that led me back to Misdirected Mark, and I have been a devoted listener ever since. And I have very much come to appreciate the idea that your episodes work like a gaming session does.
Yes.
That the whole point is like at the beginning, it's kind of like a little shaggy, maybe a little bit of bullshit to each other, just kind of getting into it. And then it's like, okay, time for a definition. And then like the game starts, right? And I've really come to very much appreciate it. So
Well,
we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do admit that I still very occasionally yell, talk about games
That's
at
fair.
you guys.
That's fair.
That's fair.
But it's not because I'm mad. It's because I love hearing you talk about games.
I try so hard to keep it down to less than 5 minutes before we
And so,
start talking about
I mean,
games.
after
Yes.
500 episodes, the influences that you guys wear so proudly on your sleeves are myriad. But I'm just really happy and proud that at least one or two of them came across my tables that I handed, here and there. Maybe some of those things.
definitely.
Oh, 100%.
I had a hand in. So
100%.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. very
And
much.
please keep ignoring me when I yell at the radio.
We'll do our best. I will say that
Talk about games.
a fellow Gauntleteer was the one who kind of keyed me into it, and then I know I remember talking to Bob and Chris about it, but it was Rich. Rich told me one day, he's like, I don't listen to any of the any of the personal stuff, and you have too much personal stuff at the front of the episode. And I think that's how we got to one thing. We were like, we need to take we need to take a bunch of the stuff and put it after the main segment so people could just stop listening.
We don't even do it at the beginning of the show
Right,
anymore.
exactly. Like we went through an evolution where originally what drove you nuts, like all that crap was like stuffed at the front of the show.
Yeah.
And then we would get to the main topic, and then we pulled most of it back and left a little up front, and then I think by pandemic we just blew that away and just
You must be much happier with the show these days, Jim. 3 minutes and we're usually talking about games these days.
we try.
Yep.
Unless one of us loses it.
Yeah, unless one of us loses. But
You guys are pretty good at keeping each other honest, though, for the most part, though. So.
We try.
We made. I think mid-pandemic we also made some big changes to that because we realized we were getting too wrapped up in a few things and decided to cut down to one show to make it easier.
it is legitimate criticism.
Yeah, it
there's
is.
always kind of
Yes.
a problem we've
Yep.
been working on. Do you have any other questions for us, Jim?
Here's my question. I would like each of you to make a pledge what you're going to do if you get to episode 1000. Like, what will you do on the 1000th show if you make it to that? And like somebody out there should be writing this down so that we can pull you to it.
Here, can I go
That's what
first?
Yeah,
Can I go
please.
first?
Yeah, please.
trying to think of
Look,
something.
if I get to 1,000, that means we've been doing this for like 10 to 12 years. So I don't know if I've talked about this a lot on the show. Maybe I have once or twice, but like my dad died when he was 48. I'm 42. One of the goals of my life is to outlive my father. So like if I can get there, then that will be the thing. Like I did that and I created this stuff that will exist probably in perpetuity. For 20 years I've been doing this, and that's pretty cool. Like the thing that I will do then is stop.
Will you?
Yes, do something else.
Okay. All right.
And 1,000, we're done.
There's a hard cutoff.
I'm retired.
1,000
I'll go do
episodes.
something
It's
else.
a bold pronouncement.
Bold pronouncement.
Fantastic. How about you, Bob?
If we make it to 1,000, I think it's going to all depend on whether or not these guys have access to the computer that I've been downloaded into.
We'll have a chat GPT version of Bob.
That's not real though.
Just jack it into your skull.
Yeah.
It's MMP 1000.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a long way off.
Yeah.
I will run D&D.
There you go.
That's great.
Okay, that might get me to keep playing.
Yeah.
I'll be part of the. I'll be part of the show if we run it live.
No, that can't be. I'm sure in the next 20 years I'll run D&D again. There's a likelihood of that.
But by episode 1000, we'll be in the 3rd edition of Chris's game.
Maybe like that's 10 years from now. They try to come up with a new edition every 10 years. So what about you, Jerry?
I'll still be doing this. I'll be coming up with dumb shtick and creating unusual characters and singing bad songs and just having a good time.
I'm shutting it down at 1,000. We're done.
Done. Hard cut off.
Hard cut off.
1,000. Pack the whole thing up.
Why? What do you mean? There's 4 digits.
No, I'm fine.
I
I'm with
don't
you.
need to do
1,000.
anymore.
1,000 seems like a lot of
It
episodes.
does.
How about you, Phil?
What will I do different? I mean, I'm with Chris. We should retire. We should retire and get off the air. At that point, I will be so old that I'm only a cautionary tale to younger gamers, right? Like, there's no advice I can provide. I'm just like don't do this. Like, you'll wind up like me. Honestly, like we would just, at 1,000, we got to make room for somebody else. I think we hand the show off to people much younger than us.
Yeah.
Like we just,
Oh, that's neat. Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, that's cool.
There you go.
like
Yeah,
somebody
I
way
like
more
that.
relevant.
Yeah.
Maybe my nephews will be old enough to do this.
Right.
Then
There
I
you
just
go.
give them all my gear.
Yeah, like send us kiddo. Like
Yeah.
it's like somebody young and relevant could then be the hosts of that show.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's the
I
answer.
think that's fantastic. That's a great aspiration to have.
There you go.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jim,
Very
for
cool.
joining us.
Thanks,
and
Jim.
For the story. That's a really great story.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you guys. I couldn't be happier for you. I'm really thrilled that you invited me to be a part of it. So thank you
Thanks
so
so
much.
much
Thanks.
for being
Come
here.
on.
Thanks for
All
coming
right, cool.
Okay.
Here's to 500 more.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks, Jim. Coming up next, game designer, graphic designer extraordinaire, and Chris's favorite name in Canada, Todd Crapper. Todd, you with us? You can unmute.
I believe I've been unmuted. Don't mind
You
me.
are.
All the
You are now.
technology is so amazingly new. Oh, there we go. All right, cool.
Hey, Todd.
Excellent. Good.
I mean,
I'm drinking the drink of your people.
a Tim Hortons coffee.
I have a Tim Hortons coffee.
I don't know. Todd, do they have Tim Hortons where you're at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wasn't
they
sure.
do. Oh yeah, I had some earlier today.
Oh, there you
yeah.
go.
No, it's kind of a passport requirement. Like in order for me to leave the country, I have to prove that I've actually been a part of the country where I'm from, so that I know what I'm fleeing from. That's it all comes down to that.
I
sounds
mean,
about right.
I believe in any kind of, if you are in any kind of danger, as long as you return to a Tim Hortons in the U.S., it's like being in the Canadian embassy.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, well, also too, in the event of government persecution, you could actually go to a Timmy's
Yes.
and just lock yourself in the fridge.
Declare
And
sanctuary.
They can't get you.
Yeah.
That's just a well-known fact.
Wow. That's okay then.
It's good to know.
You heard it here first, folks.
So, Todd, it's great to have you back on the show. It's not the first time you've been here.
No, it's not. And that's why when I saw the opportunity to be able to pop on for a bit, I wanted to pop on because it's been a while.
Mhm.
I feel like a junkie that has not been able to get his fix. I want to promote my Kickstarter, damn it.
I
have a
mean, feel free.
Kickstarter. I'm trying to raise money online. Hello?
Are you? What Kickstarter is going on right now? I'm curious.
Oh no, God, no! It's no. There's absolutely nothing going
Oh,
on.
okay.
I'm doing what's known as a forced sabbatical because the last one blew up in my face, and now I need time to grieve.
That's fair. I understand that feeling.
Mhm.
So I have a question for you that I've been asking everybody. What is your most memorable or favorite or story that you want to talk about concerning Misdirected Mark after 500 episodes?
The one for me was when you guys ran High Plains Samurai as your first actual play. I can't remember what the term that you had for it.
Exploratory play.
It was almost like, there we go. It was
Yep.
like AP was taken by Disney, so you found a workaround.
Well, we didn't
But
want
I
it to
remember
be confused
yeah.
for entertainment. That was our concern. Like, we were afraid we wouldn't be entertaining enough, so we didn't want to call it actual play.
I've seen the videos my son watches on YouTube. Anything can be entertaining. Look at me, I'm opening a box. Cut to next week, and I'll look at the toy,
It's true.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
Wow.
fair.
so you had nothing to worry about there. But I remember when, and it was at Breakout, and we were all there together. And it was Chris, I believe you were the one who specifically mentioned to me that your plan for the first one was to be High Plains Samurai.
Because the game's cool.
And that, yeah, well, it was really awesome because it was going to be the first time, that I was going to actually hear someone else playing one of my games without my direct involvement and in a public platform, and it was just the fact that, I don't know, it was just something that really resonated. For me, as a indie publisher, game designer, it was my first sense of legitimacy, to the sense of just like, I've breached the Buffalo area. I've done it.
You've
I
made
have
it in the States.
transgressed outside of Southern Ontario. Yes.
I don't know.
For
if
me,
Buffalo
it was
counts.
officially hitting the international market.
Yeah.
But that was just something that was really cool, and to be able to watch it all play out, and especially too because like that game in particular, I felt that it was something that if there was anyone that was going to get it, it was going to be the three of you. And if Jerry had been there at the time, I'm sure Jerry would have got it too.
Oh yeah.
But it was one of those things where it just very much felt like, okay, you guys were kind of some of the target audience that I had in mind, not intentionally, but like indirectly, I realized. And to see it work and click and resonate, it was really a big thing for myself personally. But it was also, your show was the first one where I actually felt like I was part of its community. And that was also something that was really cool. That sense of just like, oh man, these aren't just like algorithms that have like really good speech modulators. These are like people. and they recognize that I am also people, and they want to interact with me, And so, yeah, it was, for me, your show was really the first time that I really began to really appreciate podcasting and the greater level of intimacy. It was like the radio, except, you didn't have Orson Welles coming along and fucking things up and scaring the shit out of everybody.
It's a good quality War of the Worlds reference.
Yeah,
It's nice.
Solid.
We don't get a
Solid.
lot of those on the show.
Well, we're definitely glad that we connected with you as our audience, because that's one of the things that we were shooting for. We wanted to be there for the people that were listening.
I also loved playing that game.
Yeah, I did
I had a lot of fun. That was a fun scenario. That was like
made me forget about Far West.
So-
I get that a lot, actually.
That's a
Thinking
game
about
I haven't
making
heard
it
in a
part of the
long
autograph.
time.
I think it's supposed to be out next week.
Oh,
So there's a thing.
the OGL has completely screwed it up. I hear it was 95% done, and then the OGL fiasco came along, and that was it.
He's got back to square one.
There's a thing about Misdirected Mark from back in the day and moving forward for a long time was that I always used to say that these people are not our fans, they're not our listeners, they're our friends.
Mhm.
Our Google Plus community used to be really all about that. Our Slack room is really all about that. Like
Yeah.
we just talk to people.
I miss Google Plus.
Yeah, I miss Google Plus too, but I mean the Slack room is a pretty good next step for that, for what we have. Like we just chat with people. It's really fun.
Mhm.
I like seeing the threads go in the RPG chat room, and the Slack room for life is always fun. People asking how everybody's days are. Like it's not a lot of people. There's like 70 or 80 or 90 of us, but it's always it's
I
nice.
think that's plenty of people. I mean, there could be more. Don't get me wrong. I'd be happy about it, but I know everybody. Like that's
Yeah.
probably the difference.
It's tough because there's a level of like I like that, but I wish
but
we
but wish we had more patrons.
well, no,
sure,
me it's not even patrons. Like
No,
I
I'm
don't.
kidding. Not kidding.
Well, I don't make the show just for me. I make it for people, right? So I want people to listen to it.
Sure.
So I mean, that is downloads and listeners are a form of validation as far as like cool people are getting the message that we're sending out
Yeah.
there. But it's always I always really love the part where I could sit around and talk to the people that are listening to us talk here. So it's not just that exceptional parasocial relationship where we don't know them and they know us.
Right.
Todd is one of those people that made that different. Like there was a lot of interviews that I did that made some of those things different.
Yeah.
And fans I say, but listeners that I would talk to that made a lot of that difference. So thank you, Todd, for one, making a cool ass game, and two, being willing to talk to us about it and sticking around afterwards.
Hey, no problem. My pleasure. My pleasure. For me, it's also too like one of the things that I enjoy about your show is that you guys aren't afraid to actually talk about mechanics, because it does seem to be kind of like this. I have my own podcast nowadays. Oh no, he's doing a plug.
Do it.
Plug it.
Yeah, by all means.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But one of the things that, and the couple of people that I've interviewed, anytime they'd start talking about the mechanics, they almost felt as if like, oh, I'm so sorry I have to bore everybody with this talk about mechanics. And it's like, no, this is apparently the thing that we're all completely hooked on. That's like saying to the junkie, oh, I'm sorry, all I have is this bag of empty needles. Oh, I don't know what to do. And
The Misdirected
you
Mark
guys, like,
podcast,
you
like a
have-
bag of empty needles.
New tagline going forward.
Welcome.
This is not the new
That's
tagline.
brilliant.
You have your people call my people. We'll make it.
We'll
get that happen.
The views of Todd Crapper, Best Name in
Yeah.
Gaming, do not reflect the views of Misdirected Mark Productions. Sorry, I have to say this as a disclaimer. I thought that was funny as shit, though. That was also a pun.
But I like,
Yes.
yeah, I like how you guys will make a point of specifically spending an entire episode talking about mechanics. I mean, not from a game design standpoint necessarily, but from a more generalized, approach to the table kind of thing. I think it's one of those things where it's something I greatly appreciate. It's the kind of stuff that I really latch on to. And then sometimes, like even to the one you guys just did a couple weeks ago about clocks, kind of got me thinking. It's just like, yeah, I think I'd be more inclined to use it. But what if there was a way for the player to negotiate making the clock bigger at the expense of things getting even more fucked up if the clock
yeah.
fails?
No, it's a good idea.
I like
And-
that.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. Yeah,
Stay
4,800 words later, I'm still working on figuring that out. But it's
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like
good.
that.
No, I like
It's
that.
stuff like that where you hear an in-depth conversation on something that you take for granted, and then all of a sudden something clicks. Like that's one of the big things I like for me that I really appreciate about the show. So thank you very much for. Well, I can only thank you for the, I think, 242 episodes I think I've listened to.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
It might be more.
That's a lot of
The
episodes.
early, as we've all realized, the pre-Bob stuff, I can't testify to that.
Honestly,
It's
I mean,
legit.
yeah.
It's
It,
fair.
it is what it is.
It was okay. It was okay till we got Bob, but
It's just there, you know.
I mean, I appreciate all that. Those conversations, like, I mean, they get polished up. They got polished up for the show, but that's the stuff like that. When Chris and I first met, that's the stuff he and I would sit and talk about. Was like all this nerdy, like, what's the game doing? What is this mechanic kind of thing? And that's how the garage segment got born, where we would just sit and nerd out on a mechanic for a whole episode because we were doing that. We were just doing it off mics, and it was like, we should just do this.
Yeah,
like
flick a mic on.
Like we should do this on the mics.
Isn't Todd's voice like on the show like more than almost anybody because Definition Panda?
Oh yeah, Todd's voice gets played like weekly.
Yeah. So Todd, thank you for being like a on the show consistently. The only person that probably gets more play that isn't actually on the show is Mike Willard because I say his name every episode.
Yes. Yeah, the Definition Panda.
Definition Panda.
Best bumper ever.
No problem. The original intention for that one was to be a lot goofier, and I accidentally added more bass than treble, and suddenly it was like, "Ooh, let's go demonic."
You should play it right now.
Which is something seems to happen. It seems to happen quite a bit, actually.
All right.
Here, we're gonna play it.
Just because Todd's here, we're gonna play the bumper.
Behold, you are in the presence of Definition Panda.
There we go.
Throw up the horns. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
well, my pleasure. That's my gift to you for the hundreds and hundreds of hours of entertainment that you've given me.
Thank you.
And I'm sure everyone else listening has equal feelings as well. But I don't care. I'm just here to be me. To just, let the four of you know, like how much the show has meant to me over the years. And I know it's been tricky to do, especially the last couple of years with everything. But, you've all powered through, heads down and everything like that. And I really, appreciate everything. So, and having started working on a podcast myself, it's like, poop me, I've still got 484 episodes to go to catch up to these guys. Oh, shit.
I mean, if you just triple release every week for a while.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. Just put 3 out a week. It's fine.
That's right.
By the way, plug that podcast, man.
Tell us
plug
about
it right now.
Tell us about it.
Go for it.
Okay, so it's called the Covenstead Podcast, and it's a podcast about gaming and magic. My co-host, Danny Delisle, in addition to being actually a writer for some tabletop RPGs and actress and many other things, she's also a tabletop gamer. She's also Wiccan, and she's also a witch. And we've been working on a project together for a few years. And it's really interesting. We decided to start recording our conversations that we were having about how modern day witchcraft, magic, and paganism and stuff like that actually intersects with the tabletop gaming community, the industry, just everything in general. And it's those intersections that we talk about. Sometimes we have a purely gaming related episode. Sometimes we have a purely magic based episode. But then we always try and find a way that they actually intersect. And what it is that our communities actually have in common. So aside from being outcast in society.
On your show, have you ever looked at the Eden Studios role-playing game Witchcraft from the 90s?
We are currently taking a look at it. And in fact, one of our backers, I believe, used to work at Eden Studios.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day. So yes, it is definitely one of those things that we are looking at. We did an episode where we were trying to recall games that we feel actually have what we would call an accurate representation of Wicca and everything like that in the game. We had a hard time coming up with some.
Sure.
And then right after we finished recording, it was like, that's right, there's one called Witchcraft. So we've got it on our list of ones that we're going through, and we'd love to get a guest on and everything like that. But yes, that is something that we have. That's a game that we've started taking a look at.
Bob and I played that game in the 90s and have some very fond memories of it. I don't know how true it is to actual Wicca, but it does have witches as part of the game, and it does have some rules about how they can use their witchcraft and things like that. But overall, I just actually really like that game. It's a 90s. It's one of the 90s urban fantasy games that I really kind of grooved on.
Todd, thank you so much for being a part of the show. We greatly appreciate it, and all the contributions you've given to us over the years. I mean, you've helped us make a bunch of content. So
thank you very, very much.
Yes, thanks.
No problem. My pleasure. And congratulations once again on the 500. And unlike, I heard what Jim was saying when I first came on. I'm not going to say here's to another 500 more because, I mean, sooner or later, you guys need to have like your Tuesday nights, like to just like hang out and, be off the mic. So here's to another 217 more. And then we'll take it from there.
All right.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
all right.
Thanks a lot, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
All right.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. I think the 217 was in metric. I think
you're just adding the ones you'd listen to get the 500.
So you double and add 30, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
and just
terrible.
Our next guest needs little to no introduction, But first, let me fix my hair before she gets here.
Can't she see you?
Want a breath mint?
She can.
It's okay. I can already see you.
You can already see me.
Yeah,
It's okay.
you've already lost.
I just want to look pretty before she arrives. Obviously,
Oh no.
game designer, podcaster, industry avant-garde in the area of actual play.
Really?
Come on,
Sure.
who was
Okay.
doing what you were doing back
Right.
when you were doing it?
Not really anybody, but now people are.
Now, well, that's how you get to be avant-garde. You were like
There you
in the
go.
front.
You were the
Anyway,
Blazing trails.
our trailblazer, yeah.
It's Senda,
You forgot Queen,
Queen, co-host,
Queen.
my co-host.
co-host and Queen of Misdirected Mark
Partner.
Productions.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the party.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi. Did you ever actually say my name?
I
Or did
think
you
I think
just-
somebody said Senda. I think we all know it's you. Like, hi.
Okay. Well,
mean,
it's me. I'm Senda.
it's me.
We just call you Queenie around here,
Me.
or at least I do.
It is Queen Senda.
I'm the problem. It's me.
That is.
That's me.
I don't know that
Anyway.
I've ever would have said that about you ever.
The problem? Oh, well, maybe you just haven't had the opportunity yet.
No, it's probably true.
No, it's not. She's never a problem.
I mean, I assume everybody's a problem at some point. What's up? How's it going?
It's pretty good. It's only 7 here, so I just finished kind of frantically making dinner happen in my household to make sure that I could sit down. But like, it's worth it because also 500.
It is a lot of
500 is a
episodes.
very large number.
It is a big number.
Phil and I recently, as in like the week before you will hear this podcast, achieved 300, and that felt very big to me.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations on
Yes,
300.
congratulations on 300.
Thank you. Ooh, did you see
Congrats.
how I squeaked that in there so that you had to
That was good.
congratulate
Plug
me
in.
too in the
All right.
middle of
Yeah.
congratulating you?
I did already call it out earlier in this episode. so-
That episode is
really?
called.
I missed it.
That episode's called.
Well, I mean,
This
I'll hear
is
it later.
Pandas.
Yeah, like that.
did Senda kick somebody into a well after that?
No, but I did that. I did that voice, so it's in the episode.
I asked if Senda did it because if you did it, you probably threw your hip.
Yeah, no, I would definitely hurt myself. Like, I'd have to warm up, like a few warm up kicks. Like, hang on. But yes, that's our 300th.
Since today's theme is old.
Yes.
hmm
So Senda,
Yep.
I have to ask, over the course of 500 episodes of Misdirected Mark, if there was one moment that you'd like to point out as being good or bad or hilarious or whatever.
Don't point out any bad ones. Do you have any good ones?
No,
Just
no,
tell,
like
have a
in the
memory.
500
Tell us good
We're
things.
not gonna do, you know, critiques for 500. No, we're just doing celebrations here.
Sure. hit it.
Man, what are you doing? Boy, there's several. Do you know that I started listening to your show because I met Phil and then he kept talking about me on your show? He was like, I talked about you on my podcast. And I was like, oh, cool. You should come on my podcast, right? Because we were doing the podcaster thing. But then it was like, well, now I have to listen to it because he talked about me on it.
Mhm.
And then he kept doing it. And so I'd be like, well, now I have to listen to the next episode because he might talk about me again. Because you have to listen to podcasts when people talk about you. That's
Is that a rule?
the rule.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
that's a
so.
rule.
I thought you were really cool. I met you at this con. You
I know
seemed really cool.
You just kept saying that on your show,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Wow, I'm just going to keep listening
Well-
to this show where this guy keeps saying that I'm really cool."
I mean,
No.
look, that con would have been drastically different if I had not run into you, and we were like the only two indie gamers at the Savage Worlds con. Like,
you say that though, but the first game we actually ended up playing together was Ninja Panda Taco, and neither of us were running that.
correct,
So,
but we found like the one other person who didn't.
yeah,
like,
that's true.
like the one
Anyway.
other person who had an indie game on them, and then it was just us. Here's the thing: the converse of that was I don't listen to APs, right? But I
Right.
listen to your
Yeah.
show. Like that
I
was
know.
the. So
I mean, he might have tried. I thought he was overselling your awesomeness. And then I came and met you, and I was like, oh no, that's an accurate description
he
of
was right.
awesomeness. So you know,
Well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad I lived up to the hype.
that was like
But-
super perky, Senda. Like, I mean, not that you aren't perky now, but like I can
Oh.
remember back, like that was hyper perky.
That was
Senda.
super extra hyper Senda,
Yeah.
who was only living her best life at conventions and doing game stuff because the rest of my life was a spicy disaster. So
That was the theme for those years. Those,
Spicy disaster sound like a one shot.
those years for
Spicy
many of us
Disaster
were
was
a
my
spicy
nickname in-
disaster. What was that one, Bob?
Spicy Disaster was my nickname back in college. Man.
I thought that was a
see,
special at
we're
Buddy
not
Taco.
saying it wasn't a hot mess anymore. It was a spicy disaster, right?
there you
It
go.
Sounds
There
better.
you go.
So there's that. But I think my other favorite story, and I was trying to remember which exact episode it was, and I'm not sure that I remember, but I think it was Arc of the Misdirected, the original Arc of the Misdirected.
it's a great episode.
I was listening to it driving home from the airport. So I don't think that I listened to it. I mean, certainly I wasn't listening to it live. And I don't know like what my timing was because I don't remember if we'd been at a convention or if it was a work thing. Like I have no idea what I was coming back from. But I remember that I was driving home in the car listening to that episode, which is about an hour drive for me. And I was dying because the content was super good, but all Phil kept doing was making sexual innuendos about climaxes.
It's true.
What? Yeah. Phil would never do that.
Doesn't sound like me.
And I was like, what is happening?
And then I started encouraging him. It was a problem.
Yeah, then you started encouraging him. And then, you know, but at that point I'd also been recording Pandas with him for like a while, but not like a ton of time. And then, you know, climaxes ended up coming to Pandas too. So, you know, look at that face.
It's a good
Look
thing
at the face of innocence.
It's a good thing this is radio.
Right? Good thing this can be edited.
Oh, you think this gets edited out? I edit this one.
Yeah. Climax is everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing that I will say is, yes, it's radio, but I feel like it is unfair to not describe for the audience the visuals that we are having because then they're left out.
Well, Phil's eyes got really wide and he had this like look on his face. It was like, that's not me, except in the way that you do that when you're like, that's totally me.
Totally me.
Yeah, that
it was totally him, but he did the Phil innocent face. He did the me.
Which means he's just guilty.
Yeah,
he's so guilty.
It means I'm guilty.
Even his forehead's turning a little bit red.
Yeah, I mean,
I am innocent of all but malice.
I mean, look, I'd like to say that I have, you know, I'd like to say I have a sophisticated sense of humor or whatever, but also like,
since when?
No, I'm saying I would like to be able to say like I have a sophisticated sense of humor, but I can't. And yes, like things like, you know, when talking about climaxes, like I still giggle a little, and that's not very mature.
I mean, we're all 12 at some point.
But also climaxes are cool, so I like them.
Climaxes of all kinds are fun. And I'm sorry that I dragged the show there, but that was just my misdirected Mark moment.
That's
and
fair.
I literally think of it to this day. There's a specific corner that I you know do coming back from the airport when I come back from the airport, which I was doing last Friday. And even last Friday, as I drove down that road, I was like, man, I remember that time that I was driving back listening to the Arc of Misdirected. That was a funny show. Like it's now ingrained in that particular part of that particular drive. That is like the key core memory that always comes up for me is like, oh yeah, that was funny. So that's my like misdirected show moment. Besides the one that is like really, you know, me focused of like, well, you keep talking about this. Keep listening.
I mean,
you do also talk about good things too.
I remember.
Like,
I mean, other Senda related ones was the Ingress incident.
Yeah, but I feel bad about that because
that wasn't you. That was Chris. That was.
Yeah, I know, but it didn't go.
Didn't work the way we.
Were we arguing about Ingress?
No, Senda and I were playing Ingress. And then you were like, you announced on the show, you're like, I'm playing Ingress too for the other side.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You were so mad.
I was not happy.
You were such a brat.
I was then.
Yes. There was the Ingress incident.
That was before I knew that betrayal was a problem.
Yes, a huge trigger point for Phil. Before Phil really expressed that it was a huge trigger point.
I thought it was funny.
No, it was. I understood the intent, but man, did it not go off like that.
It was funny. It just wasn't funny to Phil.
It wasn't funny, haha. It was funny, uh-oh. What other ones do I remember?
I see. Here's the funny thing. I remember really, really, really early on, I was on your show, but I was literally sitting in this exact chair today,
not that
wondering off and on throughout the day, trying to remember what the topic even was. Because I have no idea. It was probably one shots, or it was like low prep games.
We were talking about low prep games or one shots or improv play.
I don't think it was improv yet.
Probably not.
I would fair to say that was like that was fall of 2015 because Senda and I met each other September of 2015. And much like we had done with Gaming and BS, where we had hyped them really hard on the show and like helped drive some listeners to them.
Yeah.
Like we took the same approach with Sasky. Not that Sasky didn't have listeners, but we were like, our listeners should also listen to the show.
Because Sasky was really good.
Yeah. And so I remember we hyped you guys really hard on the show. Like we talked about episodes that you guys did, and then we had you on, and then we were on your show.
I mean,
like that all happened. That was the fall of 2015.
Quickly. Yes.
I mean, Sasky was the place to go to when you had indie games that I wanted. If you played them and I wanted to run them, I would listen to the game again, so I had some idea what we were doing when we started playing them.
That was not probably the best idea.
There's some sampling error in there.
That's how we ran them.
No, that's fair. Sorry, Senda.
Sorry about that.
I wasn't trying to like put you on the spot there or anything.
No, I can remember driving to work in 2015, listening to Soth, listening to the Soth episode.
Soth is really good.
Like,
So I think we got the rules close, at least on that. I mean, we always did our best, but man, that was a fun game to play.
It was fun to listen to.
You did get the rules pretty close to right on Soth. I remember because I went and read them.
Soth was a lot of fun. Soth was very eye-opening.
One Last Job was really good.
One Last Job was pretty epic. I still think about that one sometimes.
We were talking
but this is not about my show.
No,
this is about your show.
Talking about favorite misdirected Mark moments earlier before you were on, so before we had anyone on, we were talking about the Play Better Games Damn It panel at Gen Con 2016. And there is a picture. I think I have it in my photo. I don't know who else has it, but there is a picture of Senda, Chris, myself, and a few others. I'll go find the picture of us in the lobby after that talk, sitting around a table.
It wasn't the lobby, was it? Wasn't it the restaurant?
No, I thought it was the bar or something.
It was like the bar, yeah.
In the
we
train,
were talking about
in the train hotel.
Meatballs.
Yeah, and we were all sitting around laughing after that panel. Like, it's a great picture, and it's like I can't remember who else is in it. I'm gonna go look while you guys hang out for a second.
There's a picture that I always love having from Origins where it's you, me, and Phil. I took a selfie of the three of us by outside the food court, the food place that was across from the convention center. We're sitting on the stoop out by the bars.
I don't think I have that picture. Will you send it to me?
I will. When I get a chance.
That would be cool. I know the one that Phil is talking about. I have that one. There's a series of 2. Someone took them, and I'm pretty sure it's just you and me and Phil sitting on the couch, and one of them is me like having just taken a bite of something, and then somebody said something really funny, and I'm like doubled over. Yeah. Hair was much shorter. I was wearing a red corduroy skirt. I don't know why I remember this particular picture so much, but I do. That was Gen Con 2016.
Since you're here, I have a thing that I would like to say. So, Misdirected Mark, the podcast, was the first thing that ever existed for Misdirected Mark Productions. And at some point, I got totally burnt out because I overextended Misdirected Mark Productions. And I just lost the joy for doing a lot of the stuff that I was doing. And Senda was kind enough to, one, step into the leadership role of Misdirected Mark Productions along with me. And then when I stepped down, took it over and kept it going for years at this point. So thank you so much for taking the thing that I created and keeping it going for as long as it has. I appreciate that. I mean, this is probably the greatest artistic output of creativity that I've ever put together in my life. And I've done a lot of stuff like playing music and recording. I've recorded an album, like it's terrible, but I was on it and like writing and things like that. But nothing has existed as much as this thing has existed. And you're the one that helped keep it still existing. So thank you.
You're welcome. And also thank you for trusting me with your baby.
You're welcome.
That's
I guess it seems like a lot of stress.
Well, sometimes.
I legit can't find this
but it is also, it has also been rewarding in being able to do some of the cool stuff with the network that we've done with it. To a certain extent, we may have peaked because COVID definitely caused the pod fade of many shows, not just on the Misdirected Mark Network, but I think kind of just universally when people ran out of spell slots to keep doing extra stuff like that.
And stopped commuting and like all of those things.
And then there wasn't I don't even listen to podcasts anymore, which is wild. Like I sort of do, but like in 20-minute chunks because now I listen to them on my walk instead of on my hour-long commute, right? And I'm like, well, when am I supposed to listen to these things? I'm so sorry. My cat insisted on being locked in here with me, and she's kind of being a brat and not being very polite now that she's here and I'm actually recording.
Because cat.
That's funny.
Anyway, I can't find the picture, but it's out there somewhere and it's just...
it totally is. I have it.
Yeah, it was taken...
If you want it.
Yeah, if you have it, you should send it along because I'll show it to Chris. Chris was pretty drunk. Like
I'm sure I was.
He was. Because here's the funny thing. I wasn't at that actual panel. I don't remember why. I think it was... Do not eat my plants. My goodness. Stop it. Stop being a brat.
The podcat isn't in here, so there's a different podcat.
No,
apparently.
I have a different podcat. Yeah. Her name is Ida. She's very cute, but she's mad because I locked her in the room with me, which she was asleep when I closed the door. So I was running a game, or I think I might have been on the RPG Academy panel
Also
over that
possible.
time.
Yes.
Because Sasgeek was on a different network at that during that year. But that might have been 2017. I don't remember when we were on that panel. So yeah, I was off doing something else that ended up overlapping, and then I came back and met you. And so I had no idea that you had been playing like a drinking game with your audience.
We were not.
Participants.
Not
Are
on
you
purpose.
sure you weren't?
Not on purpose.
That's what it sounded
talking
like
about
it
it.
happened.
We were talking
And
about it
then
earlier.
I got there and you were all very verschnickered.
You're a little verschnickered.
We were misled on how much alcohol was in
Papa
that.
Schwick made a potent beer.
Yes. It was potently delicious, but I remember because I was starting to take a few drinks of it, and then I got that buzzy feeling behind my eyes.
Yeah.
And I was like, uh-oh. Like, and then I looked over at you, and your bottle's like nearly empty, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
There was a point during that panel where I turned to Phil and I was like, I'm drunk.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
That was the break. At the break, I was like, hey, buddy, how you doing? You're
I'm like, I'm drunk. This is the problem.
Yeah.
I was like, you might want to just sit back for a little. Let me.
So Senda, before we move on, I guess with this show, is there anything else that you wanted to ask us?
Yeah. How do you feel about 217 more episodes? Is that the correct number? Or are you feeling more like 203, or are we thinking like 356?
I think we're taking them 10 episodes at a time now.
Sure.
It's 500 more. And if I get to 500 more, I'm done. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, I'm asking for actual business purposes. So,
Yeah.
There's your answer.
We'll be around. We're just going to do different shit.
Just write the number in here and then sign the contract, please.
It's 500. 500 is the number. And let me sign that contract.
500 is the hard stop. I mean, hard stop.
500 more hard
That's
stop.
that's not to say that we won't stop numbering them at 498, but
Yeah, it's fair. Anyway, well, here's to 500 more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's what I will say.
God, that's 22 more years.
Congratulations.
Or 12 more years. Thank you. Thank you so much. Senda. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for being here.
See you soon.
Yeah, hopefully a bunch of us will get to see you soon.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you guys afterwards.
All right.
Oh, can I say one more thing? You know what else my other good memory is? I'll be quick. Is there someone waiting after me?
No, you're the last person.
Oh, cool. I won't be quick. Whatever.
There was a reason.
I'm flattered. Is it because I also have a tendency to go long?
No, it's because I wanted to let you talk as much as you wanted to.
Oh, cool. The other story that I was going to tell that I forgot about earlier, now that we've already done all of the end wrap up goodbye parts, is when you had me on the first time, you let me say mic drop. And I was like, wait, what if I screw it up? I didn't say any of this out loud to any of you at the time, but I was like, oh God.
Boy, we were really falling all over you. Let you do the mic drop. Like, we don't let any other guest do the mic drop.
It's not true. I've let other people do it.
Oh, you let me do the mic drop, and I was really scared that I was gonna not do it up to par in that moment, and then I was like, oh, okay, and then I did it, and I was like, I hope it was
you nailed it.
Internally, I was squirming. But hopefully none of you knew that until I told you this story right now.
I mean, haven't you listened to the show? Like, we screw stuff up all the time. I don't know why you were having... I mean, I get that anxiety is a thing, but I don't know why that was the thing that provided anxiety. I just think it's...
Because I hadn't met you or Bob, and I think I had known Phil for maybe like a month and a half, right? Like from
Seems
that
about right,
conference. Yeah. And I had, at that point, listened to like 3 shows. I wasn't like steeped in it yet.
Yeah. I wasn't worried. I'd listened to every episode of Sasgeek by then.
Wow. That's a lot. Very fast.
Yeah, I mean, I was a custodian. I just, hit a podcast and I 8 hours a day can just listen to them.
Chomp, 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 chomp. Eat it all up. Yeah. No, I did not. I did listen to a reasonable amount of podcasts at that point in my life because I did have an hour-long commute. And then I walked every day, but I listened to Misdirected Mark on my walks generally. That was like my walking podcast. It's funny because I talked about that one corner on the drive back from the airport, but there's actually like some walks up and around Boulder, Colorado that have very specific Misdirected Mark associations for me as well, which are really, really funny. I have a personal favorite Misdirected Mark story that I will not disclose the background of. But did you talk about the one where Phil completely just lost his shit on his birthday episode for the end of the show? and just like lost the plot and went wandering off. And
I remember that.
Which episode? Which number was that?
March something 2016. Yes. I know the episode.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think I know the episode too. I just can't remember the episode number.
I know which.
I don't know what
you're
the rest of
talking
the episode is about.
I got yelled at
remember-
by Chris for messing up the ending of
Yes,
the show
you did.
because I wasn't paying attention.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I remember exactly what path I was walking down in Boulder, like the Goose Creek trails, when I hit that part of the episode, and then had like I'm walking, and it's a pretty Boulder's a place where many people walk, and it's a pretty populated trail, and I'm like walking along, like laughing like an idiot.
That is a story.
Nobody knows why.
The details of that story we are not ready to tell
I'm
yet.
not sharing that part. I didn't say I was going to
No,
share
no,
the
it's
details
fine.
as to why.
One day we'll take the cap off of a couple of those stories.
Oh my god,
That's funny.
That I do.
Today
I
is not the
remember.
day.
I remember being mad.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck, man?
Sorry.
What are you doing?
In retrospect, though, it's completely understandable.
Look, I didn't know what was going on, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was just mad because I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean, I dropped the ball on like the most predictable part of the show.
Yeah,
right?
it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Flaked out in the middle of the ending. Got called.
I know,
on
and
it.
you guys even write down like some of that stuff,
A lot
No,
of
it's
it.
all
like
written.
which is not like pandas, because
No,
for
we make-
pandas now it just says closing. And so when we screw up pandas, like it's because we really do bespoke record that
Yeah.
from memory every single week, and most of the time we nail it pretty much the same, but it's not written down. So like when we came back from Christmas break, we both kind of had a moment where we just looked at each
Couldn't
other
remember how
like,
the ending worked.
I remember.
how do
I
we
listened to it.
end the show?
I was laughing.
Yeah, hilariously, we could have recorded one and just edited it into the show every week. We never do.
Could have.
For what, this?
No, like I mean, we could do it on we could do it on this show. We could do it on
Yeah,
Pandas.
it wouldn't be as
never,
good.
just never do it.
It'd never be as good.
It's fun
Some
doing
of
it.
it's better to just do on the fly.
Plus,
It's even more
I
fun
mean-
when we screw it up.
If you recorded one and put it at the end and it was always the same, then no one would actually listen to it because it would be the same every time. And you
Correct.
heard it once, you've never listened
Correct.
to
You
it
don't know
again,
when
right?
you don't know when one of us is just going to lose it at the end of an episode.
Oh yeah, I listened to the ending of the show just for that.
like last week, when
It's the best.
Bob was like, I can't talk, and it was misdirected Mark Word Scramble.
Yes. Jump in there.
You got anything else?
No, I think that really is it. I can let you actually do the ending of the show. I will let my poor cat out of this room wherein she has been locked with me. She's becoming very upset with me. I don't know if she's picking up on mics.
No, we can't hear her.
No.
Oh,
right.
okay. She's starting
She's cute.
to
We can
scream.
see her on camera.
Wait a bit. Oh, don't put your tail on the microphone. Okay. Well, it
Well,
was
thank
my
you.
mistake to allow her to stay.
Yeah,
but
that's
thank you
okay.
for having both of us on.
Yeah, thank you for
Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking the time.
Congrats
Talk to
on
you later.
500.
Thank
Talk to
you.
you
Bye.
soon.
All right,
Bye.
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 Well, there's all of our guests.
I'm going to close us out
Yeah.
of the Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Bye bye Zoom.
All right, we got some other things to do. By the way, there's no closing time because I took the night off from work. So
End meeting for
I
all.
did find more one shots things that I put into the list. So we've got some other weird
Nice.
stories we did.
So now that we're done with the chatting with people, a couple more questions to ask everybody. So, what are some of your favorite episodes throughout the years? Jerry, we can start with you.
Well, you know, my favorite has always been Layers of Gaming. That was the one that turned me around.
Yeah, I mean that's we just reduxed it. It's great.
Mhm.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, y'all heard the redux version of it last week. Although I hated on everything I did 6.5 years ago. So
Which was hilarious.
Yeah. I'm like, why did you write all that stuff in here if you're just going to refute it all?
so I can argue
That
with
was
myself.
the point.
I should have told you guys first. Although it wouldn't have come off as funny if I did. Bob, what about you?
Yeah,
I have many. So
yeah, I've got a bunch of them that I really enjoyed, and trying to pinpoint one is kind of difficult, but I really enjoyed the first exploratory play when we did High Plains Samurai.
is good.
When we did that, I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to do more of this. And when we kind of fell off the exploratory play and we didn't do any for a while, I was like, I want to do that again. Let's bring that back. And now we're going to do kind of like a whole thing. And I'm like just chomping at the bit to get back to that kind of a thing because I really enjoy that format and being able to play and really dive into games. But yeah, that episode with High Plains Samurai, that were multiple episodes because we did
three
of them. That was a lot of fun.
I agree. Phil, you want to go back and forth on a couple?
I got a couple.
Here, you give me one. I'll give you one.
Episode 250, Kung Fu Finally.
I mean, you know how we trashed that episode?
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was
but
so bad.
But it spawned a show out of retaliation of how bad our episode was that went on to be the much better show to talk about.
Zhang Yu Hustle.
Yes. That was definitely a favorite of mine. We were way in over our heads on that one.
Look, man, we talked about it a little bit, but the Bard Showdown. It was so much fun.
Yes.
We were just arguing about nonsense.
I don't
what
know.
episode was that?
150.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Yeah, there's a spreadsheet.
It's not on the thing anymore.
There's a spreadsheet of all the bards, like the requirements, what abilities they like. We argued our way through this spreadsheet.
I think Rocker Boy won. I don't understand how it won, but I think it won.
I don't know if it won or I was just being a jerk.
You might have been just being a jerk.
At least one for me. I think maybe we picked our own favorites and I picked Rocker Boy. Which the second I put it on the list, I knew I was going to pick Rocker
Boy. I think my favorite was the 4th edition Bard. It was so well done.
Yep.
It didn't feel as underpowered as every other Bard ever.
By the way, I'm just going to reference that if people want to go back and hear that thing, the moment that Senda was talking about me screwing up the ending, it is one of 2 episodes. It is either 249, Lay Down the Beat Structure, which was March 8th, 2017.
That's a really good episode too, by the way.
Oh, that's 2017. No, screwed it up on 2016. Maybe these aren't actually on the website.
That's okay. They'll be in the archive at some point in the not too distant future.
They'll be in the archive. I don't think any of the March episodes made it onto the 2016 March episodes made it on there. So that was definitely one. My other one was the other one that jumps to mind is Encumbrance.
So good.
Encumbrance we did an episode where we were like, Encumbrance is stupid.
We were gonna make fun of Encumbrance, and then we did an episode on Encumbrance, and then we were like going through the notes and we're like, we were wrong.
Yeah, we actually turned ourselves around in the middle of the show. We're like, wait, this is actually really good for decision making and like.
So what episode number was that?
Oh, that's early. Remember. That's also like that's got to be in the early 200s.
Do you have any other, Jerry, that you want to point out? You don't have to. Like if you don't, it's fine. I got a few things.
There's none in particular. But I have to say the one thing that the show did before I was on it was that this and Pandas were the 2 of them. When I used to go to conventions, I used to go most of the time by myself, so I'd have anywhere from a 6 to 10 hour drive home.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I avoided con drop was I would just binge podcasts because the biggest part of leaving the con was always not hanging out with all the people that you just hung out with for 4 days. And that was a way to kind of wean myself off of that endorphin high. I didn't end up coming home feeling like, oh, this whole sucks. It was just, I've just spent the last, 6 to 10 hours listening to my friends chat about games. And even though I didn't know you guys that well at the time, I'd only met you once or twice. It bumped into you at the cons a little bit. It was still that these are people that, when we had sat down and talked and met, you're part of the group, you sit and you chat, you have a good time. And so that's why I can't remember a lot of the episodes by type because I binged Misdirected Mark for 10 hours straight. I binged each direction. I binged Pandas all the way to Origins and back in my car.
That's a lot of listening.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Pandas.
I'd come back from that with 10 hours of GMing advice. And I'm like, well, got to change my gaming style now because there was some better stuff. But yeah, I would just put that in there. And I would still recommend that, whether it preferably us, but if you know other podcasters out there, it's a good way to come down off Common Drop is listen to the podcast for a couple hours. You'll still have that, these are nice people that I enjoy hanging out with kind of feel. Plus you'll learn some stuff.
I guess the last thing that I need to say about favorite episodes through the years is I've had the pleasure to interview a whole lot of interesting tabletop gaming personalities and designers. I've loved talking to a loyalist Santa. He's always very interesting.
Hardest working man in gaming.
Hardest working man in gaming. He might be actually finally coming back around to it too, I saw.
Yeah. I mean, he's been making albums. Like the guy's prolific, man.
He is.
He's prolific.
His album was good.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
That started as a podcast. Then it started as a podcast about Prince. Then he made a couple more other podcasts, not podcasts, started as a video.
It's a YouTube channel
about Prince. And then he was like, I'm going to go make some music. And in true Aloy Lasanta style was like, I'm going to go make music. And then it was good because he's just that's who he is. And then, he's still running. He still has his company running on the side, but he's been putting out singles and an album and making videos. He's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking to Jason Pitt about his multiverse Sigil-like role-playing game.
Yep.
And that was I really enjoyed talking about that because it opened my eyes to some game design things. And I thought that was pretty fun. One of the best interviews in gaming also is Ken Hite, and he's been on the show.
Ken is amazing.
Yep. It's so much fun to talk to. I mean, people can hear him every week now. I think I interviewed him before he started the podcast with Ken and Robin.
Ken's fantastic. I love Ken. Obviously, we're playing Knights Black Agents and coming to the end of our campaign.
I'm pretty sure that the interview that I did with him, it in relation to Knights Black Agents.
Yeah, because that was around the time of QCC.
Yeah.
And didn't hurt. We wound up on the book.
Yeah, I mean, my name's in there. It's very exciting.
We have like 1/20th of a
yeah,
penny?
something like that.
Ken was very generous.
Really less if you do by word count percentage.
Correct.
It's like 1/1000th.
Yeah, Ken was really good. I'm trying to think of some of the other people. Well, I always like when we have Jason on. Jason was always delightful. Super smart. Like as nerdy as we were about game stuff, Jason's equally nerdy and also nerdy about publishing stuff. Jason was always a delight, and poutine. Also,
poutine.
like
Definitely poutine.
Is it poutine or not poutine? That was there was a whole late night thing at Breakout one year.
Heretical poutine.
Where I think it was Todd Crapper. I think it was Todd and Jason and a few others got into arguments about over what was legitimate poutine and not poutine. And it was quite amusing.
And I got lucky enough to have the chance to interview Monty Cook.
We interviewed Shauna.
And we interviewed Shauna too. That Monty Cook interview was super fun. And he said a really nice thing. It's like, man, you ask really interesting questions that are just not like what I would normally get from other people. I'm like, thank you. I try. I try to do research and whatnot. I've interviewed a bunch of people from Monty Cook games. Shauna Germain, Bruce Cordell.
Yep.
I talked to him about The Strange, but the Monty Cook interview, that was a treat for me because that was right after we got nominated for the Emmy. We didn't win, and then I managed to run into him at the Diana Jones Awards, and we talked a little bit, and then they actually reached out to me from that because I gave my card to the business manager there. I can't remember what his name is, so it was really cool.
Charles,
thank you.
Nathan Paletta was an interview.
Nathan Paletta was an amazingly good interview.
Yep, Nathan Paletta was fantastic.
I mean, that podcast that him and the game design podcast. Who's the other person on that show?
What was the thief?
Will Hindmarch.
Will Hindmarch. That's a powerhouse.
I also interviewed Will Hindmarch. Like, I've interviewed a lot of people over the years.
Yeah.
About game design. When I learned a lot about game design from interviewing them and asking them questions about game design, I would ask about their games and let them present like stuff about their games because it was a chance to market their stuff. But I really was there to ask them about their philosophy in game design and how they went about building these things.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like rolling through like just like the site looking at names of people that we
talked to over the years.
Yeah, that we talked to over the years. I mean, we had so many.
A lot of really good interviews.
No lie, we were interviewing people that we were enamored with. Somebody was making something really cool, and we'd be like, "Let's get them on the show."
Sure.
I got to interview. We got to interview, but when I say like for me, Mark Diaz Truman for Cartel.
Yep.
Because I was so in love with that game, and we did the Letter Silver was the name of the episode, and we had him on to just talk about everything about the game, the style of the game, the artwork, all of that. That for me was one of my favorite interviews because I worked pretty hard at that one. Oh, Alex Roberts was
because she came on to talk about Starcrossed, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like I'm just like scrolling through these, but
we've talked to a lot of people.
Alex, delightful.
Absolutely. There's tons.
Yeah. I'm sitting here literally just scrolling through, looking at all these.
So that's some of our favorite episodes. Anybody else got any more? Can we move on to the next thing?
Yeah, let's do the next thing.
Tell me about your time on the show. Like, what are some of the highlights and lowlights about your individual time on the show? Just
lowlights. You want to
let's go in reverse order. Let's go Jerry and
we'll go from least.
We'll go from newest host to
oldest host.
Yeah. Well, part of it was just the fun. I gotta say, I mean, I lucked out that I was just hanging out with you guys a couple of nights when we had like the New Year's Eve's episodes and some of the movie watching episodes, and then one night, I think it was Phil couldn't make it at the last minute. Something came up, and family life always takes precedence over the podcast. And we've always said that. But you had an opening, and they're like, you want to come take over? So I sat in Bob's position. You guys had me watching the chat room and everything. And it was a lot of fun. And then I managed to come on when we had an interview with somebody as well, because the three of you were talking to them, and I was watching the chat room. And then I just kind of became the last minute replacement for a while. And then when we needed a third for a year or so, I was able to step in, and it was just a lot of fun to get involved with. Learning the pace of the show, learning how to talk on the show, getting to meet the people in the chat room because we talk to them a lot more often. And then Phil asking me to help kind of write the intros and all of that as we went. So it was fun to learn how to be part of this community, not just sit on the sidelines, but kind of step in. You've heard from Jim and JT and all that, how much fun it was to get kind of brought in. And from there, it's changed how I looked at people in the gaming industry and what it takes to make a game. And also the input that we've got, the different points of view, the different ideas and games that I never thought about and the way people look at them. From there, it just became just a lot of fun. I look forward to these. There are nights that it's not always easy, but it's always fun. And when we don't record on a week, it's always a little bit of a, it's how I get through the week sometimes, and I like it.
I just like that it's fun again. There were periods of time where it wasn't fun. It was work. Now it's not. It's just a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hardest ones for me were always the salon episodes. When we didn't have an actual topic, those were always real tough.
Yeah.
Now that we're back. Now
When we get to me, I'll talk about my ups and downs.
Yeah. Those are really the long ones with the salon episodes. And then when we got back into doing topics and then a lot of the off the cuff stuff and some of the episodes we've done started scripted because Phil writes good scripts and then they didn't quite stay scripted.
Script is only a mere suggestion.
Yeah.
Correct.
And they go, so that's where I went. Bob?
It's like the Pirates Code. It's more of a guideline.
Exactly.
More of a guideline.
Yes.
Correct.
That's why last week I'm allowed to do what I did.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, for me, like there's a lot of ground here. The one kind of low note throughout this experience, but it's something that I'm super proud of. I'm super proud of the way we kept going through the pandemic when it got really fucking hard.
Yep.
Because we wanted to keep the show alive. We didn't want to let's take this week off. You take one off and then maybe it's like, oh, it's hard this week. Maybe we'll take another one off. And it's so easy to just snowball. Yep. And we would sit down some nights and you could tell we'd hit the Zoom call pre-show. You could tell we weren't feeling it. And we would just get there, like work our way through a little bit of banter and the intro music would go and we hit it. And it wasn't always like a dramatic difference, but we hit it and then we did a show. And more often than not, we came out of that show going, all right, good show. That was a good time. I enjoyed that. I feel really good that we kept it alive during that period because it could have died.
Yeah.
Could have died.
It could have. I would have been sad.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to die.
So I'm very proud
I appreciate
of that.
You did a good job.
There are a couple of moments.
I wish you would have went to bi-weekly for a while there, but just for your sanity.
Probably should have.
It would have probably been great for our sanities, but
it would have been the opposite for me.
Like, we got to keep it going. We got to keep it going. One of the other things that really stands out for me is when we started to run into people who were listeners or in the chat room for life in person at conventions. Like the first time we ran into the Weregator. And he was like, oh, I listen to you guys all the time. Can I sit and hang out with you guys?
Can I still play video? I play video games with that guy all the time.
Yeah.
Love Gator.
Those moments when all of a sudden
about his daughters.
We're sitting around like home base at that corner where the convention center and the hotel meet at Origins. And we just kind of take over the thing and just people are coming in and it's like, oh, hey, good to see you. Like those kind of things were great moments. I learned more about production, audio production from working with Chris on these things than I ever thought I would know in my life. And it's fascinating stuff.
I'm better at voice meter banana than I am. I've tried.
Voice meter took me a while to finally parse. There was like this one piece that needed to click in my brain. And now if we went back to it, I would have to learn it again because I've been off of it for so long. But that one piece, when it finally clicked, I'm like, oh, I get it now. And then we were able to use it to get everything to work the way we wanted it to for the show. I will never have the ear for audio that Chris does. Chris, being a musician, like he's just got an innate thing that I don't have and will never have. But I know enough now that in a pinch, I can do this kind of stuff. I can help out with this kind of thing. I've learned a lot of mic technique over the years from Chris. So I feel way better about my mic technique than when I first started. I was horrible. But you guys all remember when we first started using me as the chat room eyeballs. It was just kind of looking at the thing and I would occasionally say some stuff into the mic. I've never been a super outgoing person with new people. I was fine with you guys because I knew you guys, but I'm like on a microphone, like that was not my element. And if you go back and listen to the first and watch the videos from those first ones, like I'm like all timid and everything like that. And there hits a point where it's like, I'm free. I was completely over all of that bullshit. And I could sit here and get on a microphone and talk to people in the world and be like, hey, if I went and stood in a room and you told me to stand up in front of a bunch of people, I'd tell you to fuck off. But I'll sit here with this microphone in my face and you guys at the table with me and I will have a ball because it's comfortable now. And you guys helped make it that way.
I'm happy that that's a thing. If nothing else, if the show's done nothing else, I'm glad it's done that.
Probably the last thing I want to say, as far as moments go, one of the other moments that really stands out to me as a lot of fun was when we were talking about hitting a set number of patrons. And we decided when we hit 300, we got to do something. And I'm like, shit, we hit 300, I will shave my head.
And you did.
And we hit 300 and we went and we recorded it.
I videotaped that.
Yep.
And that video is out there in the world.
It was funny.
And you looked good.
You did.
And I looked good. And I was like, all right, this is my new thing. This mop that I've got on my head now is going away tomorrow because I'm tired of it. It's like too long. I can't do it anymore.
I remember after it was shaved, I looked at you, I was like, damn, that looks good. Like
I can rock that.
Yeah.
I should have turned to Bob and said this before we went to you, Phil, but we've been doing this a long time.
Yes.
We've been doing this for a decade.
Been a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say moment in time on the show, like there's a lot up and down there.
There's a lot of up and down.
And it's not like you weren't there almost at the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, I was listening from the beginning.
You were, and you've been on episodes since 10.
So I listened and then of course guested on a few. And then when Mark had his first kid, I'm listening to Mark on the show and I'm like, I had already had my kid. Like my kids were a couple years older and I'm like, I know where this guy is. And I remember saying to you, I was like, look, if you ever need a stand-in.
You were already on my short list. You were the number one on my short list.
Yeah, I was like, if you ever need someone to stand in on the show, let me know. I'm like, I've been where Mark is. And like, there were times like literally he had the baby, like trying to do the show with the baby in, you know, in his arms and stuff. And he was exhausted. Like I was there years before him. And so I remember that. For me, I mean, the highlights, I mean, there's so many highlights. Like we've had so many good shows, so many laughs before shows, all of that stuff. Without a doubt, like there was so many. I mean, that 2016, 2017 was like some really peak fucking misdirected Mark. Like some of our most brilliant episodes came out of that time. I mean, we've refined and we've, I don't think, our shows are terrible now, but like we were breaking so much ground. Like we were breaking, like the ideas we were coming up with, we were breaking ground at like an alarming pace. But also, my life was a fucking shambles on the flip side of that. Like on the mics, like it was laughs and, whatever. But like I was a fucking hot mess for years. Like only until a year or two ago did all that shit settle out in my life. Like there was up and downs, career, family. There used to be a running joke. I'm sure you guys remember. There used to be a running joke. How many days since Phil last tried to burn down the podcast encoded designs?
I remember.
Yep.
That shit happened a lot. And people didn't see that because that was shit we kept off the mics and we kept out of conventions and stuff. But like there were times where the highlight of my existence was a show. And then there were times where like I wanted to burn the whole fucking thing down because I was all over the place. We never did. Early on,
because I wouldn't let it.
Yeah, and there was somewhere early on where you had committed, like you were like, we are doing 500 episodes of this show before. Like that was never not a thing. Like we were always gonna make it to this night.
Yes.
No matter how many times I wanted to burn shit down, whatever. Like the music would start, I'd get my shit together, I'd put my game face on and jump in.
And if I had to, I would just drag you through it.
Exactly. There were days. I mean, there were days where you had to drag me through it. There were days during the pandemic that during the pre-show, my head was on the desk. Like I literally just had my head on the desk until the music started. And then I would I would just go into performance mode and inevitably feel better by the end of the show. But like that shit was hard. So for me, like I always love Misdirected Mark. Like if I go back and listen to episodes or sometimes I look through show notes when I'm looking for definitions and stuff, and I will see what was going on in my life at a certain point. And I'm like, those are things that people didn't get to see. I mean, my ultimate highlight, right, was I always wanted to be Professor Phil. Like I was pursuing a PhD in the sciences when I dropped out. I always wanted to be professor of something. And Chris had structured the show in the way that for a long time I got to be Professor Phil of gaming stuff. Chris would be the funny one. I would be the straight man with I bring in some facts. Chris would be bombastic.
Dropping the knowledge.
Right. I would set us up. Chris would be bombastic. And then there became a time where I caught on to it. Like I got to be like the free spirit Phil. Like, there's a thing where
there's a turning point moment that I turned to you one day. I'm like, you're just not that funny. And then from then on, you were much funnier.
Yes. I don't think people actually see my sense of humor as much like you guys do off the mics or whatever. I'm super sarcastic. I'm not always funny.
You are these days?
I am these days. My life's a lot better now.
Yeah.
It was hard for me during the pandemic time when you weren't on the show to take your spot of the show.
Sure.
It was hard to be I couldn't even be the bombastic one, but to be the lead mic on that was fucking hard.
It's funny too, after I got back, And the first few times I did it, like went over the top, nobody knew how to handle it.
Yeah,
It's really hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, these guys didn't have any preparation for it because I couldn't pull that off. And, it took me an episode or two to fall back into my comfortable, like, let me be Professor Phil again. Like, and then it was like really comfortable again, right? Like Professor Phil is like my home.
From 844 till the end, like it sounds a lot like Peak Misdirected.
Yeah, it like we got our groove back.
Yeah.
Like we found our rhythm, we got our groove back. We adjusted to being a 4-person show from a 3-person show. I will say my other highlight was not directly related to the show, but there are 2 things that happened during the pandemic out of the Slack group that really, like, in a way helped me stay like afloat, which is one of them is still going on, which is the Friday luncheons. The Friday luncheons became a thing. That's how we got to meet a whole bunch of people, like people who've been listening to our show, but I like had not seen them at a convention or for some reasons because they were like on another continent or whatever. But like that's how we got to meet Andrew Dacey, Kathleen, and then there were a whole bunch of people, just people that like Gator comes on there and Schmitty's there every week, and Jim shows up, and I really love that Friday thing because we still do it today. And the other one was the Star Trek. I probably is what kept me afloat in 2020 was the Star Trek Watch Club, like being able to do that. And when I was trying to find that picture of us before from Gen Con, I looked through my Google pictures and found all of the pictures of the weekly play, like the weekly watch lists for all the shows, like in the L cars. And I was like, oh, like that was that for me kept me afloat. I probably would have lost it at some point during 2020 if it hadn't had that kind of thing. But yeah, for the show, man, like so much shit. Where our lives were when we first met each other and where our lives now, like that trajectory, man, is
mine's not much different.
No, the start and end points aren't that much different.
The same.
The middle, man, is like
it's a roller coaster.
Fucking and Senda hinted to it too. Like her life was upside down in that same time frame. Like it was just hot mess land everywhere. But this was the one continuous thing I could count on. No matter how crazy everything was, it's Tuesday night. It's time to record.
I was always there.
Like time to write a show. Like sometime during the week.
I was almost always there.
I mean, I was almost always there too.
Time to make the donuts.
As long as I could be there.
I mean, I don't know. It's 10 years, 12 years, fucking legacy, man. Like, I mean, we're like running neck and like, we're just running a little bit, not even a little bit behind because we didn't number our episodes correctly. Like running neck and neck with Ken and Robin. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess for me, I love this. I love this. I haven't always loved it.
Sure.
That's not true. I've always loved it. I haven't always liked it. There's a difference.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Fair.
Yeah.
There were times where I was like, I don't know if I have anything else to say anymore. I don't know if we're doing anything that interests me anymore.
Yep.
Which is why now we're doing something different.
That conversation would start and I'd be like, well, what do you want to do? Let's just change the show.
Let's burn it all down and start fresh.
There's a difference between me then and me now.
Don't threaten that gas can. I will light this shit on fire for you.
The difference between me then and me now is I'm much better at planning, organizing, putting people in good spots, and executing.
Less impulsive.
I am far less impulsive.
Yeah.
Better planner, less impulsive. Like we tried video. It didn't work. I pivoted.
Yeah.
Nice and easy into something that was way more comfortable for everybody.
Yeah.
I felt bad about that because
you don't have to feel bad about it.
No, I know, but you really were like gung ho, like I really want this video thing, and we're like, all right, let's do it, let's go. And then it didn't work, and we're like, well, shit.
We're not an air raid offense. We're definitely a ground and pound offense.
Yep.
So let's just ground and pound. That doesn't mean we can't do some other interesting things with that.
Exactly.
Like what we're about to do.
Exactly.
Which is pretty much the best of everything that we've ever been. And with the expanded group, it'll make it easier. With 4 of us instead of 3.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if we really could have. I don't know what a two on one
doesn't work.
Yeah, the 3 on 1 will make this a lot better because we've actually played those games.
It's also why I've never pushed the exploratory play thing much harder because there wasn't enough of us really.
Yeah,
and that makes total sense.
But yeah, I loved the first 100 and change episodes with Mark. I love doing the fiction parts. I very much loved it the next 150 episodes after that because it was you and me doing our thing.
Yep.
The podcast part was amazingly fun, and all the people we got to talk to, and the fact that we were pseudo famous didn't hurt. Although I've come to realize I'd rather be rich than famous.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where I think I was very much enamored with how popular we were, and now for me it's different. I want to be.
I just want people
effective.
Yes, I want people to listen so that we can help people.
Yeah,
that's enjoy themselves. That's. Yeah. I mean, we want to entertain folks. We want to give them the information that they can utilize to have the best possible game that they can have. I don't need to say play better games, damn it.
No.
I can just say go have fun, and I hope we helped you have more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other way is not how I think anymore.
No, and I mean, I think there was a period of time where we all like we were definitely caught up in it.
Mm-hmm. Not anymore though.
Nah.
And that's where I'm at now, man. Like, but this show's given me so much, so many things. Maybe not the most important thing, which is sitting with or person, I should say, which is sitting in the other room.
Yes.
That had nothing to do with this.
No.
But she's never been anything but supportive of everything I'm doing here.
And that's a lot of episodes supporting. That's a lot of Tuesdays. Jen gave up a lot of Tuesdays.
Lots of Tuesdays. I think the first time we missed an episode is when I got married on a beach in Mexico.
Yes. On a good note, the cast of the show was with you.
Correct.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Which should tell you everything you need to know about the cast of the show and how close we all are.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Phil's the best man, so.
I was a member of the boy band.
You were a member of the boy band.
Sneezak and the Hard Moves.
Still have that picture up in here.
Sitting right behind you.
Right behind me. I mean, there's a really cool wood-burned icon of the Misdirected Mark logo that my cousin made for me.
There's a couple T-shirts.
There's some T-shirts that we're
You're
wearing.
sporting the oldest
version. Yep.
I'm sporting the 2.0.
That's
This is
Tim
the Tim Jones.
Yep. The Tim Jones version.
Tim Jones version.
This one's my mother, who's an artist.
That's awesome. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that your mom.
My mom
nice.
That's cool.
drew the mic, the broken microphone.
That's cool. I did. That is a Misdirected Mark tidbit I did not know.
There you go.
Look at that. 500 episodes in. We're still learning.
Still learned a thing.
Still learning.
I'm loving what we're doing. I don't think we'll be stopping for a while.
Now this part's fun. Like run games and talk about the games we're running.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I get like I could Captain America this, man.
Yeah, but there were those days where I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Had the same ones.
To the point where I wasn't sure that I was going to be doing it anymore.
Luckily for you and I, the days that we didn't think we could do it anymore were usually not the same day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Usually one of us would drag the other one into the show.
I don't know what I would have done if you had both been like, I don't think we can do this anymore. I'd have been like, I got nothing.
It was, yeah. Luckily, just for whatever reason, it never lined up that way. One of us would be up, one of us would be down, and that's how it we kept going.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Last thing, I do have one more thing. There was one question when I asked about the Ask Us Anything.
Yeah.
What is our white whale campaigns? The epic you think about regularly, but are all but certain will never happen for whatever reason, but conceivably could get if the stars aligned. I know what my answer is, so I'll go first since I've had longer to think about it. It is Massive Nyarlathotep.
Oh, that's good. That's
I have no idea if I'll ever get a chance to run it, but I own it. I've thought about running it. I've read it a few times. I just don't know if I'll ever be able to grab enough people that'll want to play it over the course of that long, because most of my Friday groups won't play it. Not everybody in them won't play it.
Yeah.
I know Jerry and Bob will, because they'll play pretty much anything.
They're good like that.
But not just, I mean, yes, and we will, more importantly, we'll play anything with you guys as GMs, but also, I want to play me some Masks of Nyarlathotep.
I have never played a Cthulhu-esque game of any kind.
Weren't you in our Wednesday game with the Wild West one?
I don't think he was.
No.
Oh.
No.
I have never played one of those games.
It's fun. It's fun. You get to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. It's delicious.
That's not how I would describe Cosmic Horror, but sure, why not?
No, we used to actually give out Cocoa Puffs at the table when you lost at sanity point, so that was
That's
part of our
funny.
fun.
Okay, go ahead.
The Mountain Witch.
Oh, yeah, you've been
that's
wanting to
Phil's.
play that forever.
The Mountain Witch. I own it. Well, the second edition
Dude,
turned out to be vaporware,
here,
and we all lost our money.
I will state it right here.
Yeah.
After we're done with the Marvel thing, play the Mountain Witch.
We need more people.
We'll get more people.
Okay.
I will acquire more people.
We will, whether we do it on the show or whether we do it privately.
How many people do we need?
I don't know. I got to go back and look. I got to reread the game for
We'll just
the
play it on.
60th time.
We'll just play it on Saturday, on Sunday then.
I mean, at some point. I've always wanted to do it. It's a limited arc. It's I
know it's limited. That's why I'm willing to do it.
Yeah. It's a game that when I bought
How many do you need?
Oh, I don't know. I think it works better if we get up to like 5 players.
5, including the Game Master? Or...
For like 5 or 6. I'll go back and check the book. But you need it because the more complicated, like the more people you have playing, the more complicated the trust mechanics get. And it gets like really, like there's a peak. Like there'll be too many players at one point, but I think it's like 4 to 5.
So we just pitch to Glenn and play it. By the way, Glenn's going to be in our Sunday night group.
Yeah.
That we play Oxen.
Yeah.
So we just play it after we're done playing Ox.
It's a distinct possibility.
If that is a thing that you die need at the table, I know it only lasts for like 3 or 4 sessions.
Yeah, it's not many. It's not many sessions. It's like maybe 5 sessions at the most. But it's a 3-act story, and it's like
I am jonesing for a game like I'm jonesing to play a game like that because it's been a while since I played a game in that vein.
Yeah, I mean it's a super old indie game, and of course the second edition turned out to be
vaporware.
And we interviewed.
I know we did.
Like of the interviews we did an interview.
That one, that's rough.
We drove some dollars to that Kickstarter, including a lot of mine, by the way. I backed that pretty hard, but I own the original.
Sure.
Because I got mine from Jason Morningstar.
Yes. Yes, you did.
I got mine from Jason Morningstar, who forgot that he sold it to me.
The person that taught me how to play Dungeon World. I played one of his Dungeon World games, and every other Dungeon World game after that was influenced by that particular game.
I think my White Whale game would be
Far West.
No.
Stop.
No.
Sorry.
No, to be completely honest, I think my White Whale would be to be able to go back and play in a full campaign of Amber again and try and recapture some of the headiness of that era.
Motherfucker, I will run that game.
Because that game of Amber was so amazing for a person that at that point in time I had played D&D and a little bit of D&D with like one session of like Boot Hill, one session of Gangbusters, and that was it. Like, and then I met Phil. We tried to play Castle Falkenstein.
Didn't work.
Didn't really work out.
Played Whispering Vault.
We played Whispering Vault. That was fun, but it wasn't really geared for long term. And then we did that Amber campaign, and it was just ridiculous.
Can you imagine how much better we would be at Amber with everything that we know now about improv gaming?
Plus, there's a Shadows and whatever update game to Amber, which is supposed to be better.
I will look through it.
It like fixes some of the rough points of the game.
I loved that game. It was a watershed game for me.
Yeah.
For me, I think, because I've played a lot of the games that I've wanted to play. I used to have enough rotating groups, and because I was kind of the ringleader of my group, I would just like, this is what we're playing this week.
It helps.
Yeah.
It has its advantages, right?
Especially
when you're driving the car, it's easy to say we're going over there.
And when I was in college, we were playing games 5 or 6 nights a week. I would just tell them, this is what we're playing tonight. So anything up through like the 90s I played. Since then, I'd really like to play a Genesis game with something that isn't Star Wars. I've run it. I enjoyed Star Wars. I'd love to play like a fantasy Genesis game, like a game set in the Descent universe or somebody's homebrew, long enough to play for a couple sessions. And of course, my big White Whale is to play Masks for more than one session with the same character.
Oh, because that one we should be able to get for you.
Those are the two. But I've been lucky enough that that for probably 25 years of my gaming time, if I wanted to play a game, I would just tell people this is what we're playing next week. And they're all like, yes, we'll play that.
Yeah.
Because we have no social life except for this. So let's do this. That's what we did.
I've had those moments.
I had 4 years of that.
Well, I guess there's only one thing left to say, which is like, does anybody have any final thoughts on this 500 episode of the Misdirected Mark podcast? I've said everything that I need to say other than thank you everybody who's been listening this entire time.
I'm good.
I would like to just say from my own personal perspective, thanks obviously to everybody that listened and thank you to you guys at the table here for basically, doing this with me and helping me along and everything that these Tuesday nights have been. I wouldn't give this up for anything.
So many Tuesday nights.
So many Tuesday nights.
Anybody else? Any final thoughts about 500? You don't have to say anything. I can edit it out. We don't have to fill time.
No, it's fine. I was going to say we're going to read our patron list, but also thank you to all our past patrons.
Correct.
Like there are a lot of people who are no longer patrons, but they also contributed to us.
They bought some of this gear. They sent us to conventions. They let us talk to people.
Exactly. So past and present patrons.
Here's all of our patrons. Thank you so much.
Yes. We'll start out with the Royal Court. Jim, the Royal Merchant Emeritus. Schmitty, the Keeper of the Labyrinth. Andrew Dacey, the Warden of Whiskies. Andy Olson, the Duke of Dice. John Carney, the Court Necromancer. Craig, the Lord of One Name. Tiberius Starcrash Smith, the Baron of Britannia. GM Jerry Mander, the Lord of the Aftershow. Kevin Lovecraft, the Royal Beard. Troy Sandlin. Chris Constantine. Mirko Frolik. Eric Simon. Kathleen Halperin. Lars Henrik Evjan. Christopher Melch. Michael Beck Esperum. Joseph Knoll. Carlos. Ryan Magala. Heptalema. Michael Draper. Cubano. Alice Kira. Jim Fitzpatrick. Brantley Harris. Steve Radabaugh. Rory McLeod. Ninjabi. Richard Wyatt. Joseph Peralta. JT Evans. Eric Mengi. Brian Kurtz. My Brett. Not my personal Brett, but my Brett.
I love that gag.
Chris Steele.
Nice. We would have Phil do it, but he walked away.
Jared Rasher. Eileen Barnes. Brandon Barnes. Noah Bond. Tentacle Duck.
It's a great name.
Awesome. Kevin Cork. Aaron Laskowski. Craig Duffy. Brendan Dennis. Padme's Lover. Chris Mead. Dan Simons. Jason Pitt. Ryan Bolter. Richard Ruane. Jeff Stevens. Troy Pitchelman. David Walker. Victor Wyatt. John. And Glenn Seiler. And thank you to everyone for listening to this show.
All right, let's do this. Do this ending. It's the last time we're doing this ending. So see how mad we can mess this thing up, right?
If you like more content like this, you can find it on our website at misdirectedmark.com. We have a large selection of content from a variety of shows, past and present.
True.
And if you want even more, which, maybe you're driving across country.
Maybe you are. Maybe you're driving back and forth from conventions 8 hours.
Yeah, maybe you need to binge your way on your way out of a convention.
Out of con drop.
Yeah. Check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/MMP. There is hundreds of bonus episodes available.
That huge number of episodes includes some other shows in the Mr. Mark Network, such as They're a Super Geek, Bones Thrown Obsidian, Pandas Talking Games, The Gnomecast, Bonus Experience, and the all-new Thaco with Advantage.
It's like 11 episodes in. I suppose we should probably...
We're at 500. They're still new.
That's still new.
Never mind. I take it back.
Plus, you can always get the amazing back episodes of They're a Super Geek. If that isn't enough content for you, I suggest checking out our sibling podcast, Tabletop Bellhop, The Knights of the Night, GM Mastermind, and Mastering Dungeons.
Before you start on our next 500 episodes, make sure you go back and catch up on all the previous 500. Then leave us some feedback. You can reach us directly on the weird old archaic email. We're Gen Xers. We love email. We're awesome at it. Hit us up. That email address is mmp@misdirectedmark.com. Or, like you millennials, check us out on Twitter. The show, The Network, is at misdirectedmark. He's Robert M. Everson, GM Gerrymander, The Light 101, and I'm DNA Phil.
Hey.
And if you're a Gen Zer, I'm sorry, we're just not on any of the other.
Yeah, but you're on Dice Camp.
That's not a Gen Zer thing.
Oh, it's not?
That's like a millennial. Like
okay.
Millennial, you're Gen Zer. We are not on Snapchat, Insta. We're not on any of those. Sorry, guys. Like, we're old.
You might be able to find us on some of us
Maybe
on
some
Facebook.
TikTok soon. Maybe some TikTok. Facebook?
I don't know.
Gen Zers don't go on Facebook.
That's
My
for
kid
grandma.
thinks that's like grandma's webpage.
I don't know.
No Only Pandas page?
Yeah, we're not doing Only Pandas.
That's weird.
It's awkward.
It's awkward.
You remember that Patreon that we were talking about earlier with the tons of bonus episodes? If you want to support us and other shows from Misdirected Mark Productions, you can do that at patreon.com/MMP. And we would appreciate it if you would. It helps to keep this gear up and, that kind of stuff.
We have microphones that are 8 and 9 years old.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to buy another microphone.
Like aged, like the show.
Yeah.
Like
your patronage will get you access to the After Show podcast, our show notes, the Bamboo Lounge podcast, and every once in a while, somewhere down the road, special releases. I know there will be some.
Hey, man, there's been a second now lamplighter lamplighter system design journal that's been put up. I'm going to try to put them up weekly now. So that's going to the $10 patrons.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Today I talked about how hit points, or at least what used to be hit points, work in the lamplighter system.
Yeah. Cool.
I dig it. All right.
Well,
take us home.
I know it's so hard to say it. I don't know if we're saying this again.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be some version of this
There
where
will
we'll
be some
say,
closing, but
well, this has been a Misdirected Mark production, which is the media arm of Encoded Designs. Mic drop.
We out.